Welcome to the club.
My club are mental, aren't they?
21 is coming. You're chatting gas.
Embarrassing.
Off, ref!
Most toxic fan base in the world are Arsenal.
Liverpool, the worst champions ever.
Welcome back to the club, brought to you by Super 6. A massive game today, Arsenal versus Manchester United. How are we doing, lads?
Well, that sounded very good then.
No, that's a great.
That wasn't your real voice,
Mate,
was it?
yeah,
No,
that
it's called it's a thespian
You've
kind
sort
of
of got
deepening of the voice.
I can imagine you as the sort of housewife's favourite.
Housewife's favourite.
The housewife's favourite, you know, dulcet tones, just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
delivering the midnight
was
love
really
song.
nice.
Very dramatic.
Is that
yeah.
ASMR then that I just experienced?
Maybe. People at home are going to have to let us know.
Do you feel confident today? I've got a terrible feeling if you're a Manchester United fan today.
If we play anything like we have done in the last 3 games, we'll get beaten.
Although if they play anything like they've played, you'll
In
be
the last
1-0 up
game.
after 30 seconds.
Yeah. But I mean, weirdly, you know what it is? You know, we haven't won there, I don't think, in like 6-7 years in the league.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think, surely that was the
Well, just the law of averages. Just law of averages. It's
like,
due.
I hate when
It's
someone
due.
goes, Man United have beaten this team the last 32 times at Old
Yeah.
Trafford. I just go, oh, why are you bringing that up now?
See, I disagree. You know, I always go the other way with it. Like, you know, when we weren't losing to Tottenham, we were going to Tottenham regardless, 3-point lane and all that. I was just like, well, we're going to Tottenham, so we're going to win.
Yeah.
I never, obviously, there is an inevitability that it ends, but I never thought it would be the time that it came.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you think about who Arsenal are going into this season, it's a defining day, in fact, for both teams.
It's a big day, especially, you know what it is? Look, it's a long, long season. Anything can happen after this, you know what I mean? And I'm sure we'll all have opinions on where teams sit and things will change constantly throughout the season. But going into the international break, you got 2 weeks to stew on it. You know, you don't want to be in that position, especially after, like, you know, Manchester City, Liverpool seemingly putting some good runs together. You want to feel like you're still within touching distance of those teams going into that international break. So yeah, neither team will want to lose this one.
No, do you think is it too reactionary to say that if whoever loses today, if one of the teams lose, they won't be winning the league? Is that too strong?
I don't think either team will win the league anyway.
I don't think either team will.
But does it discount? Does it
I think it's
discount
wrong
it
to
as a
base it off
conversation?
this game being so early in the season.
I think if Manchester United were to lose today, we discount them as like we start talking about them as only a top 4.
I think it's the other way around. I think they're out of it anyway before they even
What,
start.
United?
I think they're a little bit too early still, and maybe that's down to transfer strategy or whatever, and maybe the ownership hasn't come in. They're not ready to win the Premier League anyway, in my opinion. Arsenal, if they lose to Man United today, they're out of it. They've looked soft. They look soft against Fulham. They look soft against Palace and Forest. If they lose to Man United, who've got a terrible away record today, this early in the season, barely September, no.
And
they're
also
not
off the
side.
back of what happened last week as well.
Yeah, but if they smash United, then of course they're back in it.
Yeah. It's,
I think even if Arsenal win, I don't think they're going to win the league. I think even if United win, they're not going to win the
no,
league.
no,
You know
but
what I
you
mean?
cannot think they're going to win it and
Yeah,
then
you can
still
be
be
out
in
of-
contention.
yeah.
Whereas I'm talking about, does it rule them out of it? Like if Arsenal were to lose to Manchester United, I think even the most optimistic of Arsenal fan would go, we're probably going to struggle to win the league here.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll get stuck into the starting 11s very, very soon. Remember, we are sponsored by Super 6, so you'll hear our predictions shortly as well. If you're in our Super 6 league, you could be in with the chance of winning a £100 Classic Football Shirts voucher. Not only that, every week Super 6 are giving away like £250,000. It's free to play. The league code is Club S6. And some of the most popular predictions for this afternoon's game. The most popular is an Arsenal 2-1 win. The second most popular is an Arsenal 3-1 win. The fifth most popular is an Arsenal 2-0 win. And third and fourth most popular results are draws. So no one's expecting Manchester United to win.
So maybe there's no Man
today, which
United
I
fans
like.
in the chat.
I mean, I predicted us to win.
There's literally no... Okay.
That means...
No, in the top 5 results.
But from my experience, there are Man United fans everywhere. On Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, they're everywhere.
No, they're the most supported club in the
So
world.
either they're not very supported in this ecosystem that we're in,
people are just
or they're
realists.
really not. They're not backing Man United.
People are just realists, I think.
In
I
their
think
pinstripe away
do
kit
There's
today.
like 20-odd% that's not covered there that may have backed.
Do you know what it is, though? It's not that Manchester United aren't capable. It's just that when you're doing these predictions, what you're trying to do is win an awful lot of money. You know, this Super 6 game is amazing. It's totally free to play, and you can win a lot of money. So you have to really try to be as logical and correct as you
But
can.
in order to
That's
win
true.
that money,
That's
you
very
have
true.
to stand out. And if you look at all these sheep, Look at him.
No, but that's
80% of the football
no,
public.
Look at
it's not
Manchester
about standing out.
United's
It's not
form
about
away
standing
from
out.
home.
It's not
Listen,
about- it's not
if
about
you are
standing
in the
out.
minority, you've got more chance of winning Super Six.
So
baby.
what you should have done is go what? Man City 0, Fulham 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stand out.
Yeah,
stand
yeah,
out from the crowd, man.
'Cause when Fulham win 5-0,
You're the only one who gets that dress. Do you know
is
when you
true.
look at this Arsenal team, the team's out here,
God.
it's an half a strong side, isn't it?
I'm disappointed
Havertz
they've
is
gone
still
back
in
to
there.
their good back.
It's an
right?
half-
What's Havertz done to Arteta? Has he got a voodoo spell over the guy? What is it?
But who do
Blackmail?
you
What is
think-
it?
who do you
Read
think
the
should be
team
playing
out
there?
for people at home.
So it's Ramsdale in goal, Ben White right back, Zinchenko left back, Saliba and Gabriel the two centre halves, Odegaard, Rice and Havertz, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli with Eddie Nketiah through the middle. I think
Thomas Partey's out.
Havertz aside, that is about as strong as it can be.
Of course it is.
Havertz aside, it's about as strong as it can be. When you look at this bunch of chancers now, the Man United team.
The elite Manchester United
Oh,
team.
no,
Elite of
I
what?
think you
The
need to
Europa
consult,
League.
consult your OED
The
for the
Europa
word, meaning,
League
of the,
elite
meaning of the
here.
word elite.
Another Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Martinez, Varane obviously injured at this moment in time. Not good news for United. Delo at left back today. Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes in midfield. We've got quite a good record with that midfield. And then we've got Anthony Rashford and Anthony Martial.
Who's on the
bench, we've got our new goalkeeper, number 1 by
Got a new
India.
centre half.
We've got Reguilon.
What about the centre half? Shiny new centre half.
Huh?
The world's
Johnny
biggest
Evans.
club.
Johnny Evans.
The world's biggest club.
Johnny Evans is class, man.
You just got relegated with Leicester, getting
Johnny
turned
Evans.
inside out week in, week
Premier
out.
League
Conceding
winning.
You could-
7 goals a game.
You can have love for Johnny Evans, but you can also surely concede that this isn't an
No, it's
spot.
5th, 6th choice. I don't care. He's
Yeah.
not,
It's still
he's not
such an...
first
Is,
choice, is he?
the fact that there's no
It's
one in the
kind of
academy.
symbolic.
Is there no one in the academy? Not a single kid in the academy.
You don't.
I get
That's
told
not-
about Carrington all the time. It's
No.
got this amazing Man United prestigious academy.
Do you know when you say 6th choice? Genuine question.
Right now, we got injuries, so
Gen-
he'll
genuine
be
question.
climbing up
Is
that
he
pecking
ahead of
order.
Harry Maguire? I'm being totally serious here.
I think so.
Johnny Evans
I
is
think he's
ahead of
better
Harry
than Harry
Maguire in the
Maguire.
pecking order.
I think he's better than Aaron Maguire.
He's not better than Harry Maguire at the moment.
If the ball's coming in the air, yeah.
Who's going to win
one
it,
of these
Maguire or
players-
Maguire's
Maguire
better.
or
And you want
Evans?
them to bring it down and get it out their feet. Who you asking
Evans
to do
is
that?
slightly better on the ball, and everything
Who
else
you-
Maguire's fresher and younger. He is.
He's not. He's,
He's
not
quicker.
fresher for
He's
sure.
quicker.
He may be younger. That's just fact,
He's less.
isn't it?
He's less not fresh. I'm not saying he's even fresh.
You
but
can't
he's
just
less not
chuck
fresh.
facts at me and go, he's younger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is a
like-
factor in football.
Yeah.
That is a factor.
He's
Otherwise,
English.
you know,
All right.
Yeah.
What else?
So do you know if there was if the situation presented itself and you had to bring on another centre half and the options were Evans or Maguire, do you genuinely want it to be Evans?
Yeah.
he just got relegated.
Well, he.
You know, every week
I
they were
mean,
losing
Tony-
7-0.
This is a
Tielemans
great
didn't
example
beat
of how the mighty have fallen, isn't it? This is
It
a
is.
great
No,
example.
Are
of it.
Man United the
It
biggest
is.
club in the league anymore?
Yeah, of course they are.
Of course we are. We will forever.
But
The
what,
biggest-
how
wait.
long does it take? It's been. I'm not. Look, I'm throwing a
No, it's
question
an
out there.
interesting debate.
10 years since the league title, over 10 years since the Champions League. You only won 2 European Cups.
No.
I witnessed Liverpool going 20 odd years.
No, but how
without it.
many
They never
Euro-
changed their
So
status.
2
as one
European
of
Cups.
30.
We have 30. It never
Three
changed their
European Cups,
status
sorry.
as one of the biggest teams.
No,
in
Man-
So you've
the
won
country in the
3
world.
European Cups. So you've only won 3 years. So I'm just
Only.
10 more years.
No,
Where
no,
will you
no.
be?
Only is a weird word to put
No,
ahead
I'm just
of that.
saying.
No,
I'm
they're definitely still the biggest club in the country.
Oh,
Arguably,
only- I'm just
throwing the
arguably
question out.
world.
Only is a
Definitely.
really weird word to put ahead of three. Only
No, it's not.
three European.
It's not.
No, but
It is.
for Man
You're looking
United,
too
it's
much
true.
into it.
For Man
No,
United,
Fergie
it's-
should have
for
won
Man
more.
United, it's
I
true.
always get the idea.
Yeah.
No,
that
no,
you
but
won
Fergie,
nine
no,
or something.
Fergie should
You
have won
3.
maybe 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
Granted, but you look at like previous to that, United had the 3 foreigner rule, which is horrendous in Europe. We couldn't play most of our players.
But let's not use
Then
excuses.
before
We
that,
can't use excuses.
the English teams were banned from Europe before that.
Yeah, but
Like,
we don't know you would have
big
won that
periods of
either.
time.
We don't know you'd have
Well,
won.
Everton would have been the
Everton
English
would have been
representatives.
Everton. Yeah, they wouldn't have been in it.
Mm.
No, but
That's
it's,
weird, isn't it? 3 Europe.
but remember, do you remember when Robbie Fowler scored for Liverpool at the Stretford end, and he celebrated by going sort of 4-2, as in European Cup, 4
Wow, yeah.
to Liverpool. So even bearing in mind like Liverpool and their glory, at one point fairly recently, Robbie Fowler scoring, it was only 4-2. So yeah, they've managed
Now
to add
there's
1
6,
to
aren't
it
they?
since then.
They've had 2, haven't they?
Liverpool have added 2.
Yeah.
Man United
Sorry,
have added
Man
1.
United won, yeah.
So it is incredibly difficult, but
I'm just throwing the question. I'm not even saying
I don't
anything.
think-
It's early in the stream. I'm not saying. I'm
okay.
I'm throwing the question out there.
Here's a different way of presenting it. I think we're going to disagree on this, but I do think it's interesting. Do you think that our lifespan, in by the time you end up brown bread, can you possibly see Manchester City as becoming the biggest club in Manchester?
Yeah.
See, I don't think it's possible in our lifetime.
There is a world.
Do you
They'd
think
have to eclipse 20 titles and 3 European Cups.
And
they could possibly do 3 European Cups.
If United stayed around and they won a
20
league every
league
now and
titles.
then of course. But there is a world when United go into complete degradation. There is a world that could happen.
Well,
big clubs have gone right under. You know what I mean?
that
Do you think that I just don't see it. Not in our lifetime. I think, if you were to go in 100 years from now, could history be rewritten and Manchester City are the biggest club in Manchester? Then maybe I believe it, but not.
I don't believe it as myself because I was born into a life where, of course, Man United will always be the biggest.
Yeah.
When I was born, we were second division. But I'm saying in the future, when kids are growing up, they'll look at City. They'll be putting more followers, better players, more Champions
That's
League.
one of the things, like kids coming through now. Like, you have to be a certain age to remember Manchester United winning the Premier League and dominating now.
We were in
And those,
Barcelona
like,
this
but
week.
But it's
yeah.
your
terms of fan
responsibility
bases.
as a football fan. It's your responsibility as a football fan, regardless of your age, to know what went before. So
Of
if you
course,
go,
yeah.
well, in my lifetime, I haven't seen
but
Man
I'm on
United win
about-
the league.
I'm
I
on
don't care
about-
about your lifetime.
you know what,
I
I'm on
read
about
research.
capturing new fans and things like that. And obviously it's your support base that builds a lot of it. But until someone pips 20, then
So do you
United
think
will always be the
do you
best
think everything's
English
up
team.
for grabs then? So do you think Everton could become the biggest club on Merseyside?
Everything's up. Of course, if you ask your granddad, when he was a kid, Huddersfield Town were one of the biggest clubs in the country. Do you know what I mean? There are sides, like crazy sides that you've never heard, barely not.
No, but it was a
and stuff
different.
like that.
No,
So
but
it's all relative to 100 years since, and Huddersfield in the
No, but it's
Championship.
a different world now. So it's all very well talking about Preston North End, but it wasn't a professional game. It's like it's totally different now. But I can't see a world. And look, I could be wrong. I'm not particularly passionate about this point, but my brain can't compute a world where Everton are the dominant force of Merseyside and Liverpool are the little brother. I just don't think that is up for grabs.
But
in our lifetime.
Everton aren't in the position that Manchester City are in.
No, but Everton were historically a bigger club.
The point, yeah.
The Man City,
compared to Man City. But the
Everton
point
are-
I'm making is like modern history counts for a lot, especially these days.
Right. So it kind of starts. I hate doing this, but it's kind of like Premier League era chat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's Premier League era chat, in which
Well,
case
yeah,
Man
because
City
everyone
could-
talks about Alan Shearer's record when really.
Yeah, when nobody talks about Dixie Dean.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
really it's not his record, is it? Do
No, it's not.
you know what I mean?
It's
It
my
should be an
son.
English football record.
Yeah, agreed.
So have that, Alan Shearer. Who knew these lot were trying to give it to Man United and we flipped it around to Alan Shearer?
Yeah, only on the club.
No, I wasn't. I really respect Alan Shearer.
See, that's like some Floyd
nice guy.
Mayweather.
Yeah. Bobbing and weaving.
Yeah, get out of that.
Adam, do you honestly believe that Manchester United are going to win this game today?
I don't honestly believe it like that. Like I'm worried about this game. Obviously, Arsenal are a very good team at home. Manchester United haven't been very good away from home. And if we play like we did last week, we're not going to beat Arsenal on their patch. But the season's very short. I'm confident in Eric Ten Hag. The midfield we picked are relatively, for the short period of time last season that they played together, it was probably like 20-odd, 25 games. They're quite successful, that midfield three together. The only thing that does concern me is going in attack. Marcus Rashford hasn't looked his usual self that he was last season. Had a slow start to the campaign. Anthony Martial's played a behind closed doors game, and I think he had 60-odd minutes last week. And then Anthony's looked better against Forest, but he's not been great for Manchester United. So you're looking at all those things and going, that front three need to perform like they haven't done so far this season. If that happens, which they have it in them. I mean, Marcus Rashford scored a great goal there last season. You never know. But also, Arsenal on the flip side, they're not in, the most free-flowing form that they've been in.
No.
Especially when you compare them to last season. So this game's kind of like, I don't know what
We're going to learn a lot.
Form goes
We're
out the
going to
window.
learn a
I know
lot
it's
from
a
both
cliche.
teams. I think we are going to learn a lot in terms of who these
Wouldn't be
teams are.
surprised if it's like a Desmond or a 3-2 each way, 3-3.
I think
Like
it's
I
probably
could
the
just
best
see some
result for both
carnage.
sides, isn't it? A draw's best for both sides, really.
Well,
It's
no,
not-
a
win's
victory
best
would be better for both sides.
It's a bit of a trope. It's one of those where it's like I think both sides
A
would
win is definitely
both
better.
sides
A win
would
is
weirdly
better.
take it. I think both sides would just take it.
I don't think
now.
Arsenal would.
They take a 0-0.
I don't think
right now,
Arsenal-
Man United.
Not after dropping
Arsenal
points against
can't.
Fulham.
Arsenal want to win the
Back-to-back
league.
draws.
Arsenal fans genuinely believe that they have a chance of winning the league as well. They should. They cannot drop points to Fulham. Had they beaten Fulham,
Yeah, it's different.
had they beaten Fulham, you take a point today.
Yeah.
You drop points to Fulham, you put yourself in a terrible position where you have to beat Manchester United, which actually opens a door to Manchester United being potentially more likely to beat you.
I don't get why there's so much pressure on Arsenal. Of all the games I've watched so far this season, obviously every game for Arsenal, they look so nervous in the final 10 minutes.
When you say you
could
don't
have
know
dropped
why
points
there's pressure, it's obvious why.
because
The reason there's pressure is because they spent loads of money. Arteta's been there a long time. They're a big club who haven't won the league for 2 decades, and now's the time where they genuinely think it should come, right?
And I think that's an interesting thing to talk about because all title challenges I remember, they always start off a little bit fresher. There's no pressure in August.
Yeah.
I've never seen a club of this size have even Liverpool went with Brendan Rodgers having a go and Jurgen Klopp. I get it. All these sides want to be winning league titles, but with Arsenal, even against Forest, I thought they were.
You look outside.
Like April,
you look outside Declan Rice though, and I think Havertz being added to that team. Whether you agree with it happening or not, if it's going to be a success, it's going to take a while for it to be a success. You know what I mean? It's going to have teething issues. But also, a lot of their players played a lot of minutes. And I think we're going to see a lot of teams just look tired. Just tired. Like, even though they've had that preseason, there's still so many good, like Saka over the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Is it the way they finished?
They played so much football. Martinelli.
Yeah. If they'd started off their season really poorly, Arsenal, and then won a load of games at the back end of the season, it's hypothetical, and they came second with the same amount of points, would they have started this season much better? Because they started so strong, finished so weak. I think there's been a bit of a crash of adrenaline, a bit of a crash of confidence that's actually led to the start of this season feeling like the back end of last season. That's how it feels to me.
That's an interesting.
Now, you know what I think it is? Yeah. Arteta's been, you could say forced, you could say he's opted to make those changes, but we could all look at Arsenal last season and go, they're not winning the league off City. So they have to make some changes, don't they? I think he's tried to go away from Gabriel. He's trying Thomas Partey at right back, maybe due to some injuries as well. I know he's not playing there today. He's gone with Havertz in the middle. I don't get the Havertz thing. But what he's trying to do is do something different that will get them closer to City. But it might just make them drop further away from Man City because it's going to take a while for it to get going. Do you know what I mean?
There's a weird thing that managers sometimes do. I think that regardless of who you support, you'll probably empathise with this. When a manager... The world and the consciousness of football says that you're getting it wrong, but the manager stands true to it. Like Arsene Wenger did it for years. People were saying that you need to change the way that you play and you need to change the philosophy, and he would be belligerent and true to his principle. You know how people have been saying now for every game this season, Kai Havertz needs to be dropped. It's almost become one of those things where Arteta will not do it because he needs to persevere with his signing. Because he needs it to work, because everybody said it wouldn't work, and if it doesn't work, it's on him.
We've had another few weeks to discuss it, to think about it. In your opinion, lads, is it about getting goals from midfield? Is it about getting him on the ball to link up play better, to keep the ball? What is
I think
it? Is
it's
it to have
those
a deep
games.
runner?
Look, I think in some of the games that maybe they go to Man City, maybe they go to Liverpool, you can play... Again, Arsenal fans, get your comments in, let us know what you think. If you were right or wrong, I'm sure you will. You can play Partey, Rice... in those games, you're a lot more defensively assured, and you can still probably counter-attack those teams quite well with the forwards that you have. And then at home, when you've got 65, 70% possession, remember last year, we kind of all said, it's those games, Southampton, was it Brighton? The games where they're going to be at home and they have most of the possession. So I think they've just gone for players, maybe Xhaka in the midfield area now, Havertz instead of Xhaka in the midfield area. You're now playing a more attacking formation. You're getting more people into those pockets higher up the pitch that maybe keep, the defences of the opposition team a little bit back, the midfield back.
But this isn't Havertz, man. Do you know?
No, I know we kind of agree on.
But what I find quite weird about Havertz is, when people talk about him as a player, there are certain things that are given as a truth, and if I present it to anybody, they kind of accept it. So if I would say, he's a really silky player. He has a wonderful first touch. He's excellent on the ball. He has a great eye for a through ball. People describe him in the way that you would describe maybe all of those attributes would be applicable to Dimitar Berbatov. It's not true about Havertz. It's not true. No. When people go, "Oh, he's got a wonderful touch." No, he doesn't. Based on what? What you compared to who?
There's a moment against Fulham. He passed the ball out of play.
Yeah.
So I think his best attribute is running in late, a bit like Dele Alli. I'm not saying like Dele Alli, but remember, Harry Kane would flick things on, or he'd shoot. There'd be a rebound. Dele Alli would run onto things.
Nowhere near a good enough finisher for that, Booth. Nowhere near. What we're talking about here.
He was at Leverkusen.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Using,
but do you know what you're suggesting there? The Dele Alli comparison. What you're talking about is Steven Gerrard in his younger days, or Frank Lampard,
playing
for the whole of his career, effectively.
Yeah.
Arriving in the box late, which is one of the most supreme skills on the pitch. It's like you are one of the best footballers on the pitch if you're doing that. If you can time your run to perfection, where the ball invariably happens to drop to you when you're in space and you have the ability to ping it in. We're talking about Kai Havertz. he's so far removed from that.
No,
He's
yeah.
so like in terms of what he's good at. Like let's really try and drill into this. Where does he shine? What are his attributes? In fact, help us out in the comments. Do us a favour. Let us know what you think he should do. What is the point of Kai Havertz? Because I honestly don't know. Like I really don't.
I think he's a good finisher with bad form.
No.
I think he's in really poor form. I think the little finish against City in the Champions League final where he ran from deep, I think that is a version of Havertz. I know it's a one-off.
Bobbled off the keeper and, I mean, look, we won the European Cup, so you can't really argue with it.
It was all right finish, tidy finish.
I mean, the keeper got it, though, didn't he? The ricochet took it into his path.
In Leverkusen, some in the box, the little twists and turns and little jinks and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's beautiful.
The trouble is you got to play him to lead your line, I think. And then, or with another striker. Not enough teams played two. And he's not going to get in that kind of the Erdegaard position.
No,
you don't
because that art's over as well. Effectively, some people seem to think that he would be sort of a great Peter Beardsley. Like the Dwight York to the Andy Cole, the proper number 10. Gianfranco Zola behind Mark Hughes. That kind of doesn't exist on a football pitch anymore, does it?
No.
That free role.
He has to be able to do everything: cover ground, work hard, never lose the ball. And then score goals, a bit like maybe De Bruyne or Ilkay Gundogan.
Yeah, but
he's not like that.
The problem is, when we do this with Kai Havertz, you're saying be more like the best player in the league. Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Great, thanks for that great tip. I will be more like the best geezer in the Premier League at the moment. Like he just doesn't have that. So I worry a little bit for Arsenal. Look, I think they'll win today, by the way. But I worry a little bit for Arsenal that Arteta is gonna die on his hill for Havertz. The fact that he's starting today just isn't correct.
I can't think of a big manager that's ever done. I mean, Ferguson was ruthless.
What, buy a player
Mourinho,
and then drop him kind of thing?
All right, give him a couple of games, definitely. Even Mancini with Balotelli's one that comes straight to mind.
The trouble is, though, you kill him if you
drop him.
But after 4 games, when the world... Look, we're examples of this. We're talking about Kai Havertz so much. When the focus is on him. If Arteta did drop him today, he's not injured. Unless they did it use the tactic and kind of go, he's injured, going into an international break, and unless they did that, you could almost blow him up. Do you know what I mean? Like
kill his confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
100%.
So
he's an asset that costs somehow £60 million.
Yeah, I mean that's
a factor as well.
I mean, if you think about business that Chelsea have done, like I really dislike. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it later. But Havertz for that level of money, bearing in mind that we only paid 72 for him and we won a European Cup with him, it's kind of all right. Like we got.
I mean, you'd have paid 70 million quid.
Well, we've only paid 12. We've paid 12, haven't we? We've paid 12. So we've done well. But he is honestly one of the most infuriating footballers that I've ever seen. And
got a big chance today, though. It's a huge game. You score a winning goal in a game
today
like
now.
this.
You'll score a hat-trick
no,
today.
but it wouldn't change anything.
Settle.
No, he could. I mean, he scored big goals.
Then again, we'd say if you score a Champions League
winner,
scored a Champions League final goal.
Also, do you know what? When he scored that Champions League final goal, obviously we watched it together. When that goal went in, that was last kick of the ball that season. I genuinely believed that he was going to use the following season to become Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
he was going to use that moment.
I don't think we talk Chelsea's struggles after that as well. Thomas Tuchel gets sacked, etc. And
mate, have you seen how many of the? If you look at the team that started that day, I think Reece James and Ben Chilwell and Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
Are 3 players. Everyone else has gone.
So he's been at a very unsettled club. So maybe give him a year at Arsenal and benefit of the doubt. I mean, maybe we're too reactionary on this channel sometimes. Maybe I'll give Havertz a bit of credit.
But
why is this guy in?
We're not being harsh on him.
No, I'm really joking.
I don't think we're being harsh. I think that we're just simply telling the world what we feel about the situation.
I think there's a few like that have just awful transfers this summer.
Properly. Did you notice that?
Yes, this guy's framing.
Don't worry about that. It's just some bloke on the telly. But yeah, with regard to Havertz, I honestly,
I'm not sure.
I honestly don't get it. But like I say, Arteta has generally in the transfer market got it right.
Timber's a big miss for them, innit? Signing some big signing like that, and then he's out for the season.
Horrible,
that's horrible, man. That's horrible.
Proper player as well. Proper.
And then you had a decent summer. You got Rice, you got Timber, and now you've got. Obviously, you got to wait for Timber to come back. And you got Declan Rice, who's a certainty almost to be a good signing. And Havertz, who no one really knows.
It's a weird one. I still think they lack a lot of structure up front. I think when you're when you're going away to Burnley, for example, in April, or these hard away days, Villa Park away where they struggled last season. I know they got the win last second. You need an Osman, you need a Harry Kane, you need an Aguero moment. I don't think you're getting that with Eddie Nketiah. I mean, even the second game against Palace, he's chipping it over the bar and scooping things over. He's not good enough. Nowhere near.
I don't think Nketiah needs to be. Nketiah's goal scoring record is enough for him to be a guy at a club like Arsenal who plays a lot but also starts on the bench a lot and comes off the bench. When he starts, I think he's got a 1-2 record.
I think he's got a great.
I don't mind.
I think we're way too harsh about.
I think maybe their
He's not
first choice
gonna take the
striker
league,
needs to be better.
I think he is.
I think Nketiah is a class. player.
First choice for Arsenal?
No. In the role that he plays for Arsenal, which is the backup to Gabriel Jesus, I think that we're really way too harsh on Eddie Nketiah.
No, not we.
No, we not necessarily us. I mean, we as a society.
Yeah,
we as the footballing community, we kind of talk about Eddie Nketiah as if he's just not capable.
I think Arsenal, if they're elite,
player.
and by the way, the money they've spent, the size of the club that I get talked about all the time on Twitter, this massive institution, Jesus should be the backup and it should be Osman up front.
You're never going to get a better player than Eddie Nketiah to be the backup.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not.
And he's happy to be there.
It's virtually
Well,
impossible.
it could be Gabriel Jesus soon. If they say, if they spent that Havertz money on a proper striker.
No, but they can't because then Nketiah leaves, and Gabriel Jesus doesn't want to be demoted. You can't do that. Eddie Nketiah is class, man.
How many goals did he score for Villa? Or a mid-table side?
I think
there's no reason why Nketiah couldn't replicate Ollie Watkins' numbers.
15 goal a season striker, yeah.
And I like Ollie Watkins.
Every time he plays for Arsenal, he scores. Every time he plays.
They create so many chances, don't they? And I've seen him miss some sitters that you think, wow.
Yeah, but you can say that about Gabriel Jesus. I think Nketiah is a better finisher than Jesus.
Better finisher.
Yeah,
not a better player.
Better finisher. Yeah, I think
that's all I said. Finisher.
But Jesus got injured at the back end of last season, and they fell off a cliff.
Nketiah scored some big goals for them, bro.
And Nketiah scored a winner against Manchester United last year, didn't he?
Not enough. It might, for Arsenal to be starting for Arsenal is a big difference. Squad player, of course, League Cup.
If I were I mean, Arsenal fans will have to correct us here. One of us is right and one of us is wrong, Booth. But if I were an Arsenal fan, the areas of strengthening on the pitch that I would be focused on, I'd be perfectly happy with Eddie Nketiah as a second choice striker.
Yeah, he's all right off your bench.
I think their midfield,
I know he's
their
starting
midfield's
today, but
fine.
that's how Gabriel
keeper's fine. Well, their defense is great. They got two in every option now, except Timber's injured. The one person they're missing is a world class. You can't win the league without a world class.
I don't think your second choice striker has to be a world class.
I'm not saying
you
about
won the league without any striker.
I think that's genius from Pep. That's an anomaly. Where's their Salah for? Is that maybe it's Saka stepping up? Maybe I got it completely wrong. I still think
but they play a different system, Arsenal, don't they? Arsenal's system isn't Aguero. Arsenal's system is what Arsenal should fear if you believe in the Arteta system. It's not who's going to score the winner or stop this one player. It's Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, or Nketiah are all capable of scoring the winner. So they don't need Nketiah to score 30. They need the four players that I just mentioned to score a dozen.
And in one game where the striker has one opportunity and everyone else is getting cancelled out of the game, that's where you need Osman as an example of someone they could have signed. Maybe. A big, powerful striker.
Up until now, you're correct because they haven't won a league.
Yeah.
Until now, you're correct.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you are correct infinitely.
Remember at City.
But then when you play with those strikers,
they fired the ball into Eddie Nketiah against City, and we gobbled them up.
Yeah, but you gobble everyone up. You want a treble.
A lot of teams don't want to play with that striker that you always have to go to, though, because it changes the way you play.
And not everybody can have a player as good as Alvarez to back up.
That's true.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that Arsenal could ever get into a situation where they have a better player than Eddie Nketiah on the bench. Do you know, like, if you...
I agree at that point. I'm saying he's starting, their depth isn't good enough.
But you've got someone better on the bench, but it's different margins. If you're 5% a better footballer than Eddie Nketiah, you're starting for a team in the Championship.
Yeah.
You want to be starting.
100%.
So I understand why. Is that Mike Riley?
Mike Dean.
Why is he?
They got him on everything. Soccer, Gillette Soccer Saturday and all that. It's embarrassing.
He's a terrible.
What did you make of what he said, by the way, about that?
Look at the
Chelsea
hair pull.
Spurs thing. Yeah.
The hair pull. I mean, it was the most blatant cheating that you could possibly do. Like, I actually think it's a disgrace. I think I've often disagreed. Buvey, you've been very harsh on our refs, haven't you, over the years?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I've kind of gone.
Course, yeah.
I've kind of gone. No, it's not as bad as that, and they're not as sort of just often inept. And then you hear that. I didn't want to call him over to the monitor because I didn't want to embarrass my mate.
Yeah,
wait, what are you talking about?
I think they're in that position because they're so afraid. They're so afraid of how poor the system is around them.
Remember when I said to you last week, they never gave that penalty because of the last one, and you went, no, you're mental. And then that comes out.
Yeah,
after.
it's like you go, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
you could be right.
Yeah, you're right.
And how dumb do you have to be to say that? You
I know.
didn't say that.
I think
man.
he said it trying to be like,
We've all
I'm
got
human
dark
too, you know.
secrets.
I make
There's all
mistakes.
issues. We've all got issues in our professional
We're underway,
life. You
by
don't
the
bring
way.
it up, do you?
Interesting
What an idiot.
kit. You got a Notts County.
Pinstripe.
Notts County.
It's green.
Foot
as
Locker.
well.
You got a Foot Locker uniform.
Yeah, that's where they'll be working if they lose today.
Selling Air Maxes and all that.
Is Foot Locker still a thing?
Yeah. It's on the high street, mate. You don't check out your local high street much then? All on Amazon.
I'll go to certain things, but no,
You buy designer these days, Anne?
no.
No?
You do that on the high street, though, can't you?
What?
You can pop to Selfridges
Don't know.
Yeah.
mate.
in the
Have
bull
a-
ring.
Do you see? I used to go to Selfridges a lot in the bull ring, actually. I had a friend there who had a little hookup for me.
The high street's dying, lads.
10
You know?
items, pay for one.
You sound like Mike Ashley.
No, honestly, there was a video went viral
Because
on
of Mike
TikTok.
Ashley, he just buying
Outside
up all the
Harrods,
shops.
Knightsbridge, right? All the shops outside Harrods, completely empty.
Yeah, but that would have more to do with like rates, business rates in the area.
Yeah, that's
wouldn't it?
because the high street's getting killed.
Yeah, although the Knightsbridge isn't a high street, though, is it?
No, but the high
Yeah.
street of Knightsbridge going into Harrods. Meant to be the most, incredible area of shopping in the UK.
He hasn't had a good start to the season, Martinelli,
Oh.
has he?
That was a good pass from Havertz there, I was like,
Yeah.
shit.
No, like he could score today, but I don't think it changes
Yeah, it
anything.
doesn't
I mean, the
change.
comments will suggest it does, and I'm sure that my Twitter ats will suggest that it does, but it doesn't change anything fundamentally. Everything that you say about Kai Havertz pre-kickoff, he scores a hat-trick in the game, it's still true. If he ends up being a match winner on 12 occasions this season, then, it has to be rode back a touch, but I don't think he has it in him. Lively start. They're playing their best team, aren't they? Ben White, back out wide, Gabriel and Saliba.
It's the team that would have played last season, Bar Xhaka, right? For Havertz.
Yeah. Bar Xhaka for Havertz. Yeah, he's
When
gone back to basics.
Jesus would have played when he was fit, but he was hardly fit.
Yeah.
So, similar team.
Good ball. Very good pass.
I think they're going to smash Man United here. They're looking up for it now.
I think they are as well. I think Arsenal are going to
We
win.
know
the game.
United haven't got real steel defensively, have they?
No.
Once their heads go down, they get pumped usually. So
And a lot of the players in that back line, they are
Yeah.
just not good enough. Like, they're not good enough to play for Manchester United, really.
I saw. Do you see that tweet? The back line was like, you got Onana in goal, you got Martinez, you got Delo.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's Poundland defense.
No, but I thought that about the
I
lineup.
mean, you were praising Onana when he was at Inter Milan.
No, it wasn't.
Now all of a
When
sudden,
was
it's
I-
pound.
So-
Buvey, you do
what
realise
stream did we do?
everything you
I wasn't-
say is recorded on here,
Yeah.
right? And people can just go, this guy's
Someone
an
in-
idiot because
someone
he
in the-
said something else 2 months ago.
What stream did we do then? On the club, all the OGs can let me know of Inter Milan.
We would have
No,
spoke about the final.
no way,
before that.
no way.
Oh,
I was in
block
Istanbul,
there by
mate, when we were
Rashford.
winning the Champions League, so I wasn't on that stream because I wasn't even here.
What's happened there? Why's the game stopped? Go out and play. What do you think of Martinelli's trim?
I hate it. I was just thinking that, funnily enough. I thought I'm not going to bring it up because people will insult me. But
Your trim's all right.
no.
It's getting better.
But no, it's getting better. Yeah, it's growing out. Yeah, Martinelli's is bad. Really bad. But yeah, let's see who Manchester United are today. We're going to see if they're as resilient, if they have what it takes. Because although the performance wouldn't have been particularly inspiring for you last week, there were positives, weren't there?
Yeah, we came, and once we went 2-0 down, which was like 4 minutes of the game. It's mental. I hadn't even got to my
And
seat
these were
yet.
these were down 1-0 after 30 seconds.
I hadn't even got to my seat yet, and it was 2-0 to Forest. But I saw us just attacking for like 85 minutes after that. Do you know what I mean? Like non-stop attack.
Yeah, they're terrible, aren't they?
You know this.
I love it, you know.
Do you
I
know
love
what though?
it
This
so much.
desperation. Look, they're giving the ball away. Okay, they got away with
That was
it.
good,
Done
actually,
well
Ross.
there.
Mate,
Yeah,
got
they
away
done-
with it.
No, you
That's
got-
not done
They
well.
done well there, Ross.
That's
That
not
was
good.
fantastic from
Do you
Ten
know-
Hag.
do you know
Ten
that-
Hag ball in
That
for me.
desperation to play out from the back.
Look at this. Look at this. Look
Look
at
at
this.
Anthony.
You'll lose it now. What's that?
He loves that thing where he rolls it under his foot. Did
He's
that
had
go
a
out?
mare, hasn't he, Anthony?
He's awful.
Did all right against Forest. Well, I mean, it's Forest, so it's like...
But he's just overall as a signing.
He's worse than Alanga.
I think the price doesn't help him, man, especially considering it's had a knock-on effect on our FFP this year.
Anthony
Like
wouldn't
he's a
start for
40
Forest.
million. Of course he would. He's a
He
40 million
wouldn't.
pound player.
Alanga starts. He just scored a great goal at Stamford Bridge.
It's a great goal. God, that was bad.
But it was. But do you know what? It was a good finish. But
The keeper. No, the keeper.
Now, but you know, I don't think the keeper
It's-
got set because I don't think he expected
no,
it.
but you're
no.
through on goal.
That's why it was
You're
so good
through
by
on goal,
Langer.
Ad.
No,
No, but
Come
a lot
on.
of players take that touch and take another touch.
No,
It was a lovely finish.
don't get me wrong. Elanga did really well. Really well.
He scored a goal similar against Atletico Madrid. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah,
At
he
Old Trafford?
scored at
Penalty,
Real
was
Madrid.
Yeah.
I
But
were.
he scored at Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid.
Old
But I don't think he
Trafford,
scored in the league for 2 years, has he?
I think he's better than Anthony.
He's not.
I don't think he's better than Anthony. I think he's a
Does
very
Anthony
good player.
score that chance against Stamford Bridge?
No.
Like,
But they're
what
different.
we doing
different
here
players.
Oh, no, he didn't.
They're different.
So what does he do? Lay it off to someone else? Cost 90 million quid.
Yeah, Anthony.
He's got no pace.
Anthony could go down in that. You know that conversation about worst signings ever? Like, there's a lot of Chelsea players in this, but Anthony's in that conversation, isn't he?
1,000,000%. And Pogba.
Mudryk, Anthony,
Lukaku. Pogba definitely is.
Lukaku.
Pogba is. How much did he cost? 100 million quid?
What a European final winning goal. in
Oh,
his
the
first
Europa
season.
League.
Still, mate.
No, but I'd have Havertz
Thursday
in it
night.
for Chelsea, and he scored a proper European Cup final goal, and I'd have him in it for Chelsea. God.
And then you had that season where he was like in the PFA team of the year.
When was that?
Following season?
Who,
17,
Pogba?
18 or 18, 19?
2018.
Do you know what is quite interesting? You know, if you look at the list, like the collated list of all of the most expensive transfers in the Premier League, virtually all of them, with the exception of, say, Van Dijk or Alisson, whatever,
A flop.
virtually all of them are flops.
United are out of it now because of all the
Because of
transfers
all
that
the
have
transfers.
happened.
I was thinking
that, yeah.
United are out
Well,
of
even
it.
if you
City
you
got
might be
barely
back
anyone.
in it though. You might be back in it, no, with Anthony.
No.
Yeah, but that's one. You've
Because
changed
he was
the
100
market.
million euros. So
We'd
his
ha-
was like
we'd have-
80,
we'd have
82
two
million pounds.
Enzo.
No, but
Caicedo.
Enzo's not in it. Caicedo's played 4 games.
No, sorry, not saying flop. I'm just saying
Oh, right, sorry.
the empirical list of
Yeah.
most expensive.
No, in terms of flops, I think
Lukaku.
Lukaku
Twice.
is definitely
He's in there twice.
Yeah, twice. Lukaku's definitely in it. I'd also say actually,
Did you see his welcome at
McKola and
Roma?
Mudryk. Yeah, that's
They love him
weird.
there.
Why are
He'll
Roma
do
fans
so
doing
well.
that?
He'll bang for them.
I
trust me.
wouldn't be surprised if it's well led by Mourinho.
Where's the
kinda
principle though? Like, where's the principle? I thought Roma fans were like really.
But they don't like
No.
Milan, right? It's a rivalry with Milan, so they'll take a Milan.
No.
Someone that mugged off Milan.
No,
Into Milan, I'm referring.
but he also spoke about his desire to play for Juve, didn't he? The only club he wants to. He said things like the only team for me in Italy is
I think
Inter,
Roma
and then he
fans
flirted
realise
with
that.
Juve. and-
I think Roma fans realise their situation a little bit, being on the outside of things. They can't quite compete with Inter, AC. I think they like a big fish in a smaller pond.
It's weird, isn't it? Capital city clubs,
They might
generally
do well
speaking,
there.
don't.
Berlin, they're in
Berlin,
the
terrible.
Champions League this season. Now.
Yeah, we played them in the
They-
Champions
who
League. We
they
played them in the
signed? Someone
Champions League.
let me know in the chat.
They had
They signed
Ali
some-
Dai up front.
They
We
signed
played-
Bonucci, Union Berlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we played Hertha Berlin.
That's a great away day.
Hertha.
Berlin.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Well, there'll be loads of them in the Euros, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, the
Like,
Euros.
it's in Germany, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Munich.
Class that.
Yeah.
German away is good, man.
Yeah. There's not
Hamburg.
in my dream group. There's no German representative.
What is it?
My dream
Italy,
group.
Oh, your
Spain,
Champions League
Italy.
group.
No.
A wild card.
No,
though. It has to be a wild card.
No,
though.
that's what I was going to say. So I'd always have I'd like a trip to Amsterdam. I think Amsterdam's a safe bet. Amsterdam.
Big
You're always
team
gonna
as
have a
well.
good-
It's
you're
always
always
good
gonna-
having Ajax.
Yeah, you're always going to have a good trip. Real safe bet. I think then what you want is you want the like I remember going to Sofia. Like we played in Sofia, which was great. You know, like that one random one. And then you want your banker, where you know that if you get them early in the group, you get them around September, you get a bit of sun. Valencia, that kind of thing. That's your dream group. All bases covered.
Wow.
He's lucky he's brought his
not
foot
that.
down early there.
Do you
No,
think-
he hasn't connected
yellow,
with him.
isn't
It's
it?
a foul.
Do you think Newcastle get out of their group?
No, they get 6 points. They get smashed. Can't wait.
Do you think?
I hope we honestly, whoever's producing the
finishes top
club,
of that
I want to
group?
do every Newcastle stream.
Who finishes top of that group? Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, and I think Dortmund have got a bit more firepower than AC Milan, but AC Milan
Dortmund
got
look
Leao
a
and
bit
all
iffy
that.
this year, but they normally get going, don't they? once
Yeah,
they're-
especially in
It
Europe.
was dreadful when we played them.
You know, City have got Red Star Belgrade away, 12th of December.
That'd be fun.
Freezing.
Be fun, mate.
I want to go out there.
No, it'd be really good.
Liverpool had them a few years ago, didn't they?
Yeah, we've never gone out there, I don't think. But
They
no,
were close to signing was it Mata?
who? Red Star?
Yeah, it never happened.
He's
He's
gone to
Vissel
Japan,
Kobe,
hasn't he?
innit?
Japan had got that little Spanish connection. Iniesta, Torres.
Yeah.
I'd love to go see a game of Mata out there.
In Japan.
What a player Matt was.
Japan's a great. It's a country I really want to go to. I've never been in it.
I went there when we played in the what was
Club
it?
World
The Club- Yeah, we got beat. Benitez.
Did you ever do the World Cup out there?
No, 02. No, I wish. No, but I did go. I went in 2012 when we lost. Corinthians beat us.
Yeah.
We beat a Mexican team in the semis.
Who was the kid that played for them? Because there's a load of hype around him.
Not sure. Mate, Chelsea took about 3,000 fans out there. There were about 35,000 Corinthian fans. They take that competition really
crazy.
seriously.
We had a bad time in 2000 because we took.
Is that when Gary Neville got spun?
Yeah.
Have you seen the skill?
Roberto and
Bebeto.
and that.
Bebeto.
Oh yeah.
Bebeto did the skill on Neville. You know where you spin the ball back. So it comes into you, you chip it, and it spins.
We played Necaxa.
Neville got so done.
Was it Sao Paulo?
We played Monterrey.
Corinthians?
That's who we played. Monterrey.
He
Yeah,
did
we
get
got
done by
battered.
Sean Gerter more than Bebeto.
We got battered, but that's because our team went out there and just used it as a jolly.
Yeah.
They were all pissed.
I don't. I think a little bit.
We brought Mark Bosnich.
But I think English club, he would have been having a great time. He would have been having the time of his life. Yeah, do you remember? He would have had Sophie Anderton out there and loads of.
You know the rest.
But yeah, do you think that English football fans get it a bit wrong? You know, with regard to say the Super Cup.
Yeah.
So City won the Super Cup the other day when that deft header went in, right? From our player now. City fans, I imagine they were quite happy to win it, but it wasn't like a buzz.
Yeah.
Chelsea, we beat Villarreal in it. We went to Belfast and won it. And again, I think we were happy to win it, but it wasn't a buzz. Club World Cup, we won it recently. Nobody particularly cared. We kind of sneer a little bit at West Ham winning the Conference League. Are we wrong? Are we wrong? Should we give the prestige to the Club World Cup? Should we be
the
like
Club
the
World
Brazilians?
Cup, yes. The Conference League, no.
Should we be?
I love the Club World
No,
Cup.
but the Club
I
World
like
Cup.
it.
The Club World
Good.
Cup is
If you're in
easier
it and you win it, we can sing World Champions twice. That's a foul.
Do
Go on.
you not think that we're just all a little bit sneery about lots of competitions?
Oh, yeah,
should
lots
we,
of them.
Should we take the charity
Yeah,
shield?
but we
more
get out footballed in this country. Like there's so many leagues around Europe with no League Cup, so we've got an extra competition in that regard.
Yeah.
You know, we've got massive, expansive leagues. The championship's massive. You know, we've got a lot of football in this country. That's what it is.
Do you think?
That? Yeah.
No, but also we don't. When you won the Champions League, you had one of the best nights, and you'll never forget it. When you when Cole Palmer scored that header,
Yeah.
was
It's
it
just a night in Greece. It felt like pre-season.
There we go.
unfortunately. And that's
Are-
UEFA.
are
But that's
you-
UEFA. That's our relationship as City fans to
Anthony's
UEFA as
been
well.
alright.
no, but I imagine that if Seville had won that, they would have gone potty.
Yeah, that is true.
They would have gone potty, and I just wonder if we're getting it a bit wrong.
I like a Super Cup, weirdly, because you win the Champions. I know you win the Premier League to get into the Charity Shield, but I think we kind of treat it as a especially when second place got into there. So it's not even winning a trophy gets you into there sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that maybe we get it a little... Like, you know when I just said it there? Chelsea took 3,000 fans to Tokyo. Corinthians, which is even further, right? It couldn't be further in terms of geography, right? It's as far as you could possibly go if you're a Brazilian. Corinthians take 35,000. Are we undermining the competition? Are we not valuing the competition? Should we give it more love? I don't know. We're sneery about so much, aren't we? People
I think we are
sneer about the
just
I like
Sneery
the Club World
country.
Cup.
people
but yeah,
sneer
I
about the
agree.
League Cup, though, don't
We're
they?
a very sneery country.
Oh no! That's a, oh! Is that Havertz? Oh, Kai.
shit, man.
Oh, Kai.
Mate, the guy's a donkey, man.
Cobra
The guy's
Kai.
a donkey, man.
Cobra
And then
Kai
who missed the
needed to do
follow-up?
the Danielson.
Was it Nketiah on the
He
follow-up?
shat himself. Look.
So what's happened there for people that aren't watching? Delos had a defensive clearance. No, it's
No,
too
no,
close
it's
to that. He's had a defensive clearance, hit his own player. It's foul to Kai Havertz, who was 6-7 yards out, and he's somehow
Swung at
air hit it
Mate,
into the path of
I've
Nketiah,
seen it all
who
before.
gone off.
I've seen it all before 100 times with Kai Havertz.
You know Jackson's miss against Forest?
Yeah,
That's a
worse.
bad miss.
That's worse.
Because he's gone for the ball. It's technical.
He's gone with the wrong
He's-
foot, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's stretching. That's
Wrong part of
awful.
it.
That's worse.
Nah.
There's no
worse.
football.
Yeah.
Jackson's
That's no
is bad as well.
Yeah,
No,
but Jackson's
it's not
was
about bad. Jackson's
stretching,
was
his
appalling.
movement.
No, Jackson's miss was disgraceful.
Havertz is
But
just
that's
sat up for him.
worse.
It's barely moving the ball, you know. It's sat up for him
He should have
slow.
buried that.
I'm smashing that in easy, lads.
Yeah, and
that's just me. But
Nketiah looks like he has an easy chance, but he doesn't because he's not expected that
oh
to fall in his
shit,
path.
that deflection. It's almost a deflect. He almost deflected it wide.
Air kicked it.
It's embarrassing. 60 mil for that.
It's more than that, wasn't it?
Well,
Was it 60?
I'll make it
Was it
65 if you want.
60-ish,
Let's
yeah,
call it 65 then. From now on.
I just honestly, Kai Havertz, that's amazing, isn't it?
Sliced
You know
it
what?
wide. He sliced it
He
away
did-
from the
he-
goal.
He actually barely made contact with the ball. Do you think he took his eye off it, or was he cowardly? Did he think a challenge was
I think
coming?
he probably put his
I don't
eye
think
on
he
it. That was
expected
the
it
reality.
to come
No, but
because
it did come.
Delos kind of
But he also had a touch. But he
has,
also had a touch, didn't he?
He has come. He should have scored. I
He's
thought
so
it was
low on
1-0 to
confidence,
Arsenal.
isn't he? He's so low on
And you know
confidence.
all the things we were talking about Kai Havertz. I thought here we go, Kai Havertz 1-0.
No, but that's I've seen it all before. You see, I know that's what Kai Havertz is going to do.
Wow.
Done well there.
Is that our ball?
Martinelli, I don't think Arsenal fans have been too happy with his start to the season.
I think he gets away with
Young
murder.
players, though,
I
innit?
think
No,
he's a
no,
brilliant
no.
player,
He
man.
burns
That's
people.
unfair,
and
man.
the
Young
quality-
players are always going to have little
How young is
dips.
this kid? He's been young for about 10 years.
Oh,
hasn't he?
last
He's
season,
experienced.
last season was his first proper full season of men's football. Full season of men's.
He's been around for like 4 years, mate. For
He
us.
played week in. He played week in, week out last season.
Not his
For
first
Arsenal.
full
I don't think he's
season
really
last
had a
season. It's
season
not
like
his
that.
He's
first
been,
full season.
I think he's had 2 at least because he scored that goal at Stamford Bridge a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Was he
When ran
starting
the
week
league.
in, week out?
No,
that's
I think he's been about. I
if
think
you're a
he's been
sub,
doing
you're
that
still
for about
starting.
3 years now.
You're still playing at a
Fair
high
enough.
level, aren't you?
I think he's a very experienced player. But Adam, you're both right because you're saying that he's not young. He is young,
How
but
old
he's
is he?
also
22?
experienced. He's also a very experienced footballer. So it's almost
Yeah.
immaterial how old you are because you can be. Jude Bellingham is very young, but he's so experienced.
God, he's ripping it up as well.
No, but Jude Bellingham may have a period of 5-10 games in Madrid where he doesn't perform, and it's like we can't then go,
No,
this
but-
guy's
yeah, Martinelli-
useless.
No, but the point is, you
Martinelli's
can be a
having more
young
than that.
man. You're useless.
Who was that?
Dalot.
Delot.
Yeah.
The ball got ahead of him. Who was telling
Delot's
me he
terrible.
liked him the other day? Was it Flav? Because I love Delot.
Yeah, it was Flav for no reason. Has this weird love of Delot. Yeah,
What
what?
a weird player.
Yeah, Flav really loves him for no reason
He's one of those
whatsoever.
players that gets away with murder. You know, footballers, how they appear on
You don't
the pitch.
get away with
He gets away with murder. He's terrible, mate. Honestly.
It's
Yeah.
you over exaggerating yet again.
There are-
Story
No,
of
it's
your
not.
life,
He's-
isn't it?
yeah.
Everyone's terrible or amazing or
There are some players.
Well,
I don't
there's
know
a
if
few
he's
that
an
bang
example of
average.
it.
Wan-Bissaka's bang average.
There
then,
are some
so-
players that
that's
get
the
away
grey
with
area.
it, mate. Sean Dice. I'm coming back to it all the time. Sean Dice gets away with it as a manager. Nobody holds him to any sort of standard.
But it's how you, because he's got a
they
bit
should
of
have beat
vibes.
Sheffield
Yeah.
United yesterday.
Nobody holds him to any.
If
sort
he
of
was
standard.
meek and mild on the sideline, then you'd be sagging him off. Everyone would
Yeah.
be sagging off. Because he's got passion. He's got the little ginger goat
This
thing going on.
knocking it out from the back is going to cost Man United today. It's so dangerous. You just haven't got the footballers for it. Look, you give it to Wan-Bissaka who chips it into Anthony's head. That's going to work. You're definitely going to retain possession doing that. That's a really good idea. Tell you what, knock the ball about. Give it to Wan-Bissaka under
The
pressure
alternative
and
is
get him to
boot
play it
out
long.
You don't play it long.
You don't play it. You don't.
just lost the ball.
Yeah,
No,
don't
but
do that either.
The alternative is you go out long immediately. You lose it straight
Or
away.
you hit
gotta
the
allow
channels.
people
You
to
can go
build
long. Loads of ways of going long. Going long to Anthony down the middle of the pitch. where
If
you kick the
United
ball
were
away.
hoofing this long, you'd be going,
No,
why
no,
United
I wouldn't.
blasting the
If
ball
you
long
hit
every
the
week?
corner-
You'll concede. You won't concede by doing that. You'll concede by trying to delicately play it around your own area. It's a really dangerous strategy, particularly when the footballers there are like Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof, who really don't want the ball to feet. Gonna chip it.
None of their back four are good on the ball except Martinez.
No.
Keeper is, I guess, but
Yeah, the key.
I think that's
It's a
overrated.
great turn, Odegaard.
Great block.
Yeah, very good block. Is that Martinez with a block?
Yeah.
Very good block. But it's just giving it back.
Yeah.
God, United. It's very rare that I want United to win. Today, I'm half up for them winning. They're useless. You know when you watch them through a different lens?
Oh,
They're useless.
Played below.
They're I'm not
good header
joking.
from Delo.
Away from
Fantastic
home,
centre-
Arsenal are going to
left
come
back.
out early.
No, but it's not
Whether that-
about being under pressure. It's about inviting the pressure on and coping with it. Of course, you're going to be under pressure, but you're not doing yourselves any favours. They're going to
Beautiful
score.
day,
They're going to
yeah.
go bonkers when they score.
Beautiful day out,
when-
innit?
Yeah, they are going to go mad. Oh yeah, it's a great away day for
Beautiful
United
day out.
today. Upper Street, a few beers down Upper Street, lovely.
Lovely. Lovely.
Oh, come on, then take it.
Who's he sponsored by? What boots are them?
Puma.
Is Saka Puma, yeah.
No idea, mate.
I lost track of that.
Do you
a
not
long
have
time
to
ago.
be what the club are? No.
No.
Haaland's
Arsenal.
Nike.
I'd be
isn't
Who would you be? I'd be Lotto.
he? Yeah, you're a class. I'm a Nike guy.
I'd be Adidas.
I'm a Lotto man.
Since
Just
the
for Pred.
Ronaldinho advert,
Just Pred. So.
I met him once. The guy who filmed the advert. He's the
fuck
first guy
you
to
now.
get 1 million views on YouTube.
Talk about Ronaldinho. I met him once. The guy
that filmed him. Yeah.
The guy
you
who
met
filmed it, very
Ronaldinho.
famous.
You met Ronaldinho. Oh,
behave.
right.
But the guy who filmed it, very, very famous guy in Nike, like
So you
really
met,
high up at
you
Nike.
Met, you met Ronaldinho? No. Okay.
There's more to life than football, lads, okay? The guy who filmed
Have
the
you
first
seen
million
that?
on YouTube.
Have you seen that video of Ronaldinho turning up to some football courts? I think it's in Peckham, and some like men start screaming, but like hype, like, ah!
No, I would
like,
though.
like it's
I would
amazing.
scream
bro.
if I met
It's like
Ronaldinho.
Michael Jackson's there.
I'd love to meet.
Yeah, I would as well.
If I met Ronaldinho, I would scream.
I
I'd
thought
love
you
to
were
meet
talking
you
about the
on a night
Kaka
out.
bit where he's playing
Oh,
in
cut
Hackney.
back.
Have you seen? Yeah, and there's a guy saying, "Cut the ball
I don't
back to
mind
me."
that,
He's playing
though.
in Hackney, five-a-side thing, and
Yeah.
Kaka just boots it from 30 yards in. He's like, "Cut the ball back, Kaka! Cut the ball back!"
I don't mind that though, you know.
I get in the action, like
It's
you know,
quite
you're playing
funny.
football. You want
Yeah,
the cut back, don't you? It's probably the right thing to do.
You
But
can't really.
you're
do
telling
that.
Kaka
You
to
can't really
fucking
tell
cut the ball
Kaka what
back.
to do.
I
on a-
like it.
You've enough given it some if you think that you can tell Kaka what to do.
It's
on a
crazy,
football
isn't
pitch.
it?
Yeah, it's.
I'd never tell him what to do. We'd just be on the same wavelength.
If you could play with any footballer, alive or dead, you get to share the pitch with one player. Who is it?
My first thought was Maradona. To be
Beckham.
honest. Yeah. Beckham.
I just do like David Beckham's my bucket list, like interview everything.
You never met him physically or anything? Or?
I've met him.
Yeah.
Meetings are usually physical. to be honest.
I meant sorry in a kind of you could chat to him as opposed to just a
No, I never
handshake.
chatted.
Delo's just dived there. Or maybe, or he's been caught. I don't know. I haven't seen it twice. But
It's one of the two.
And
Let's
like,
hope
I
we
never
want
had a chance for a picture or nothing like
No.
one of them ones. He smelled beautiful though.
who, Beckham?
What's fragrance?
He wears his own fragrance.
He weren't
Is
wearing
it
his
good
own
fragrance? I've never got it. Is it good?
Because I get that every Christmas off my mum.
What, David Beckham?
Like, yeah,
Do you wear it?
So what do you do with
I
it?
used to.
You've got loads of bottles in your room now then, just
I
sat there.
used to wear it. I mean,
Why do you donate them to charity or something?
nah.
Does the charity
Charity
want
starts
that?
at
Yeah.
home.
They'll take anything.
It's a old crap.
50 quid, they'll get £2 for that.
Yeah.
Nah, not even anyone's buying that from a charity shop.
No, I don't think so.
Like a Man United player's autobiography. You know, like Christmas presents from a mama just tap into like, oh, yeah, Gary Neville book here like that. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like
She's seen it. She's seen it. You know when you pay at the supermarket, that bookshelf.
yeah.
Yeah. It's Bear Grylls, Gary Neville,
Yeah. But my bookie work, that's
Russell
always
Brand.
there, isn't it? Yeah.
Russell Brand, yeah.
Yeah.
Played ref.
Here we go. There's some quality now. Oh, that's nice. Pass in. Okay, no.
They're all over the place, mate. You know, it's quite an interesting experiment. You know, when you watch a team play who you generally don't want to win, and then you kind of slightly favour them in a game, you view them
You
through a
see what
slightly
their
different
fancy.
lens. Yeah, yeah.
But I also think you two are being a bit harsh so far. Don't kick the
On
ball
who?
out. Don't kick the ball out.
No, you've been really.
Don't kick
you've
the
been
ball out.
really bad, mate.
We haven't been really
You've been
bad.
really
Do you not think
We've been
after-
defensive. There's a
You know,
Really
we've
bad.
been doing various streams for years.
Don't
you
kick the
don't think
ball
we're
out.
objective
No.
in a game like this? You think we're that? You think we care about Arsenal that much?
I mean,
Yeah.
Really?
you are permanently on a wind up.
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm not right now.
proven.
I'm telling you right now, straight. I'm not on the wind up
And
right now.
Rory, when he messaged us today saying Arsenal are battering us, I got excited.
Yeah, I was right though. Have you seen the game? Have you seen
Yeah,
the
he's
first 20
probably
minutes of
right.
the game? I was right.
He's probably right, but I did get a little bit
I'm
excited.
sat here now, as honest as a man can be.
I'm as,
You're
mate, I am
crap.
true.
You're crap.
I am as true can be. I'm the definition
What,
of truth.
who's the most
sitting here.
true person in human history? 'Cause I'm-
Judge Judy.
Judge Judy. She's never lied in her life.
Judge Judith
If
Shively.
Judge Judy was sat here right now, she'd say, in your Foot Locker uniform, Man United, you're absolutely terrible. That's what she'd say.
Judge Judy would definitely agree.
And what she'd give you, a $55 fine or whatever it is. She can't give anything more.
And she
'cause-
can't even, just not even legally binding.
No,
You just
Judge
like-
Judy is. Judge Judith Sindling.
What about-
The people are real. The
what about
cases
Judge
are real.
Rindo?
Have you not watched it? It literally goes like this. The cases are real.
You know,
the
you see one
people
person
are
like
real. The rulings are final. That's the opening segment of every Judge
And then it's
Judy
got an
episode.
asterisk next to it.
The rulings are final. Do you understand English? The
What was
cases are real. The people are real. The rulings are final.
What was
Judge
that-
Judy is a real judge.
What was the,
She's
what was the
prison
Judge
forever.
Rinder one where it went viral? The guy was like, "Oh, I killed your cat," and then she started laughing or something. Have you ever seen that?
What, Judge Rinder?
There's a Judge Rinder one, yeah, fantastic.
Judge Rinder goes to Barry's boot camp, right? And he goes running on the treadmill with his top off. I was on the treadmill next to him.
How do you know he had his top off?
It's like eyes in my head.
Look in his direction on the treadmill.
Are you mental?
Why are
Can
you
you see
looking-
me now?
why are you looking
if
at
I
Judge
took my
Rinder?
top off, would you know my top was?
No, I'll just keep looking that way, like that.
Well, you wouldn't know someone was topless if they were next to you. So if
No,
someone
but-
gets on
no,
the
but,
tube,
no, but the way you explain that story is if you were looking for Judge Rinder.
No,
You were
mate.
looking in that direction.
I'm doing a boot camp. Judge
Yeah.
Rinder is on the cross treadmill next to me, so it goes floor and cardio. So you do
Right,
floor
right.
for 10 minutes, floor, right, and you switch
Right.
alternate.
Yeah.
I'm fully clothed because there's no need for me to ever take my top off in a gym because I'm not insane, right? And it really winds me up when people do that. No one ever wants to see your armpit.
Yeah.
Don't even wear a vest. Don't even wear a
Yeah,
vest.
yeah.
Wear a
I
gym
agree.
top.
I agree, yeah.
Judge Rinder takes his top off and
Yeah.
sprinting on a cross trainer like that next to me.
So now it's top off
Yeah,
and
just
sprinting. So
Sprinting, just slashing
He's
everywhere.
completely
Now-
ripped.
now you remember
he's
what he's
like
doing.
Ken doll, right? He's fucking sprinting around, totally ripped. Just like, no need for you to be topless here, mate. Absolutely no need.
it's just interesting. You started off the story. Now you know that he's topless. Now you know he's sprinting. What else do you know
Buvey,
about
if I
this?
take my
you know
top
a
off
lot
now,
of information.
would you- if I
Yeah, but I'm
literally
not
took
look-
my
I'm
top
looking. No, but
So
Have
you
you got
wouldn't know.
blinders on when you walk around?
You wouldn't know. If I
I'm-
take my top
no,
off,
but
you don't know.
This is the difference between me and you lads. I'm a professional looking at the game. You guys are looking around the studio and unfocused. I'm looking at the game.
No, but being,
I'm not looking at you, lads.
Being at the gym isn't. You don't have to focus on one thing at the gym.
But if you're on the treadmill, why are you looking sideways?
There's
You're
mirrors,
running.
mirrors in front.
Oh right, yeah, very
Mirrors.
convenient. Those mirrors.
Mirrors everywhere. Also, even if someone was topless next to me, I'd be
It's not
aware
an
of
issue,
that.
by the way. I think he should be topless
I don't
if he
know what
wants
you're
to be. I
talking
don't know why you're making a big thing
So
of it.
if I
Big
just
song
take
and
my
dance.
top off now, would that be an issue?
No, because I think you should be able to live your life the
So
way
I just
you
sit
choose.
here topless like that.
we was in the
do
press
show
box.
exactly the same
We
way.
was in the press box in America, and Steve was just there topless. Just in 40
Jesus.
degree heat.
Well, 'cause he's
Just
so
like-
hot.
Yeah, he was just there like.
Do you know there's a man I'd never need to see topless. I bumped into him in Qatar when we were out there for the World Cup. I've never seen a man look more hot. You know, I'm just like, you're right, Steve. He comes over to me. He's got, when he's got a hat on, and I think he'd like made the hat a bit wet. Like wet the hat to make it cool on you. Comes over to me. He's just so warm. I hope you're all right, mate. He was.
Love you, Steve.
Yeah, no.
Mental, but he's all right.
Mental.
He's mental.
Is he?
Yeah, he's mental.
Considering that we've kind of worked in the same industry for a very long time, and at various points worked for the same company. I think I've only met him about 5 times in my whole life.
I've never met him.
You never?
No, I've never met him.
I've only met him about 5 times in my whole life.
Him and Buvey would be an interesting.
Yeah, it'd be a great
Combination.
podcast. Yeah, I'd listen to that.
Especially if Buvey was on a wind up. I mean,
Yeah.
No.
like we've come to find on this show today.
What do you mean?
Permanent.
Look at this. You haven't touched the ball in their half.
That's embarrassing.
It's mental. 25 minutes into the game, Man United haven't touched the
They're
ball in their
shit,
half.
aren't they? They're shit.
Oh, here we go.
What a ball
Here we
that
go,
is.
that's a great
Wow,
ball.
these guys are class. Look at this. Unbelievable. Go on.
Got to get your shot off. You've got to get your shot off. He's done it.
talking about, son? That's what I'm talking
I went back in my chair 10 yards.
talking about, yeah?
Celebrated at us.
That is football, baby. That's football. That's 25 minutes of pent-up
I've been
rage.
sat in here for a
That's
bit
beautiful.
thinking, United are growing into this game. We're just going to ping them on the counter over attack.
That's a great goal.
And you lot have been getting onto me. Yes!
That's so funny.
We did this
that's
last time though, and we lost, so let's relax.
That really was a great goal.
He scored
Great
he
goal.
scored at that
Great
half
goal.
last time,
Yeah.
didn't he?
What a finish. That
Really
is.
good play. Is it Anthony with the through ball?
Yeah.
Nah, Christian Eriksen.
Ericsson. Yeah, cool.
Perfect weight.
Look at this. Oh, it's delicious.
Bad defending. You can't let. You know what
off
you
the
can't.
post.
You know with Marcus Rashford. Do you know
I
because
thought
the
the
keeper
keeper
touches it. The keeper touches
Did
it
he?
onto the post. I think. Yeah. Do you know what you can't do with Rashford? Bad defending. Ben White. You can't let him cut in. Like you know that Rashford.
It's not Ben White, it's Saliba though.
It's
He
Ben
should,
White.
should
Yeah,
he should be
Saliba not
further
both.
Ben White has to mark him. Shouldn't Saliba stay?
Yeah,
kind
the
of
keeper
next to him?
touches it as well. Ramsdale again.
Rare saves that.
Ramsdale
Or
again.
at least palms it. At least palms it.
If you touch it,
I think we're
you
being
have
harsh
to save
on-
it. If you touch it, you
Ramsdale,
have
that's
to
not
tip
good
it around the
enough.
post. But
You
I
know
tell
what
you
I think it is? He's taken Saliba and Gabriel here, and Ramsdale's gone all the way over, thinking he's going to kind of get a narrow shot, so he's going to close the near post shot, hasn't he?
I tell you what, Ben White. There's one instruction, isn't there, with Marcus Rashford? Marcus Rashford on the left. He's always going to want to cut in and use his right foot.
he's got no
So you have to show him down the other side.
Yeah, 100%.
And then if he skips round you and cuts in, fine.
Yeah.
But show him the other way, Ben White.
Oh, Arsenal in a world of pain now. Because United
Nah,
can
we
be...
did this last time though, and we conceded very quickly.
Also,
Oh, my
Arsenal-
God. You're right. You're right.
Great goal.
That's 2 times. Oh, my God. Wow. Odegaard has equalised for Arsenal. What
Do you know what they
goal
say? You're
that
never
is.
more vulnerable than after you just scored a goal.
I've heard that a few times.
See, somebody should have told Ten Hag
Fucking
that.
poor man, that is.
That Rashford goal's now pointless.
Pointless.
Well, it's
Means
not.
nothing.
What a waste of
Means
time
nothing.
that celebration was.
Mate, that's so poor from Man
So
United.
poor, man.
Whose mistake was that then? I'm just trying to gauge.
No, there's just too much
ball's gone
space
over
in
the
the
top.
Do you
18
know,
yard
it's
box.
very rare that you say this, but that was like the team.
Just team goal.
And Arna was still celebrating with the
Wait, what's
United
happening?
fans.
He was, for me, celebrating
Hang
far
on.
too much in Arna.
Hang on, look here. So what happened? Wan-Bissaka's...
That's great ball back.
Oh, is it Ericsson?
That
Is
might
it
be
Ericsson's man?
No, I think it's
Ericsson's man, look.
It's got to be defensive.
Watch Ericsson, number 14 there.
Closer to him. Because he's
Half-arsed.
He's
who's
not that player,
there,
is he?
he's
He's not-
following. Kind of half following Nketiah, and then
Yeah, but he's not
it's
that.
Ericsson.
He's not
He's
that
got to
player,
be
is
there.
he?
It's a good finish, to be
It's a
fair.
very good goal.
He's not a defensive player, Ericsson.
But fucking Ericsson, man.
I suppose that's not
followed the
Ericsson's
ball.
game, though. Ericsson's game
Yeah.
is the assist.
That's where a Kobe Mainoo at Amrabat the other guy that
Yeah.
doesn't maybe switch off in that
100%.
instant.
That's
He clears that.
it's very harsh of us to be too
What we waiting
judgmental towards Ericsson because that's not his game.
No.
Why is
Wow.
everything? I thought the game had stopped the way they were just looking at the manager.
Oh, Ericsson.
Oh, if it's 2.
Odegaard's just got.
Ref.
I think everything's fine. Odegaard's just too good, isn't he?
That's
Look,
what
he's
we're talking
again.
about. Havertz, though.
He's elite,
Odegaard,
he's
I mean,
elite.
Havertz never getting in ahead of him.
Go on then. Give it. Oh, it's the wrong ball.
Who do you want to win this, Booth? Because it's a difficult one for you. Arsenal are more of a threat, but Man United are rivals. What do you
I
want?
want United to win.
Because of, yeah.
'Cause they can't win anything this season.
Yeah.
Arsenal got a chance. I think they're still lacking.
Arsenal is still the team that you're most scared of.
Liverpool are.
More than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Surprised.
They got a little bit more experience, way more winning mentality. I think that goes a long way in these conditions.
So
If City were to slip, who's the one that can not bottle it?
Arsenal.
Liverpool.
Right.
Liverpool for me with the quality.
Liverpool
keeping
wouldn't bottle it
Salah.
if they got into.
If they had a 5-point lead,
They might
they're
not
the one
win
side
it.
that can
They
win.
wouldn't
It.
bottle it.
They would.
Really
Liverpool would never have
capitulation.
bottled 247 day lead.
Yeah, I agree.
No way.
No, I agree with that.
And they could beat us at the Etihad. They could have beaten us at Anfield. We beat them home and away last season, Arsenal.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
were soft, and in the FA Cup, soft.
So you're actually, are you more preoccupied with Liverpool than you are Arsenal?
Yeah, but I don't even know if it's a debate. I mean,
I don't think anyone challenges City.
the way we're looking, the way we blew past Fulham was embarrassing, really, for the league.
To be fair though, you were given a massive helping hand in there.
What, the
That-
Nathan
Oh, the
Ake?
goal, it was poor. It was
The
poor.
Ake,
It was
yeah.
poor.
That's such a shocking.
The thing,
decision,
do you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I think I personally think the goal should have stood.
But
But I think the rules are wrong, but the rules were implemented correctly, weren't they? Like for the rules, the way that the rules are today, the goal has to be ruled out. I think the goal should have stood. I think the rules are wrong.
But the problem is that if you look at the goalkeeper, City might go on and win 5-2 in that game anyway. But if you look at the goalkeeper, he kind of pauses as I forgot who it was now. Who was it?
Ake.
Akanji.
Akanji's in a
Akanji,
way. Yeah.
Akanji's kind of jumped over it to let it through, but he's also kind of waved a leg at it. And the keeper's stopped and then continued his dive. And that's where does he get there if he doesn't have to stop?
It's a good
You know what
chance
I mean?
here. Oh, he took it off his feet.
I mean, he took it off Wan-Bissaka, so Wan-Bissaka's probably
Bit
not
better,
scoring
bit
anyway.
better from Manchester
But
United.
what stops someone just sitting on the keeper the whole game? Then you're 80 yards offside, and then someone just shoots from the. You can't be offside and influence the keeper. You can't.
Yeah, it was a massive wrong decision. And I can understand why Marco Silva's fuming.
You can't
Yeah.
influence the game. There was a thing years ago, about 10 years ago, where there was a Wolves player, I think it was. He'd
That's probably
stand in
going in,
front
you
of the
know, yeah.
keeper and he'd wave his arms around.
Really?
And he used the argument, I'm not offside because I'm not touching the ball.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But they changed the rules for that, I think it was. So, no, I feel bad for Fulham. But apart from that, we blew them away, really. So
Yeah.
That Ericsson shot there as well, black, because the keeper hadn't dived yet. But it looked like
Ramsdale's
it was
another
straight in.
interesting question for Arsenal at the moment, isn't he? Not been good this
terrible.
year. Not been good this season at all.
He got caught out against Fulham, didn't he?
Got caught up badly against Fulham. Got his hand to it today. And didn't save
Pereira,
it.
wasn't it? The Pereira goal.
Yeah.
What a great finish that was, by the way.
He
Still had to
did
make
not mean
something
that,
out of
did
it.
he?
Oh God, he's lost it.
Poor from Rashford there.
This could be
Good
date.
play.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's poor.
Niketi, isn't it?
Ref,
That's a
ref.
foul, obviously. Havertz.
Oh. Havertz is one of them ones, isn't it?
Coward.
When there's
Coward,
nothing
mate,
there, I'll
coward,
give you a
coward,
little bit.
coward.
But
Yeah.
if there's anything
No,
else
do you know
there-
what he is? He is the least brave footballer. I used to find him like infuriating because it's the one quality that, as a professional footballer, you just have to display for me. It's like non-negotiable. You can't be a coward. You just cannot be a coward, and he is so bad for it. He you know the whole sort of conversation around 50-50s? He would honestly lose 70-30s in his favour. He just couldn't win anything. And you know that kind of like delicate challenge, you know, where you kind of limp in with your leg kind of delicately poised. He'd be like that. He'd drive you mad for it. And now they want to revert him into a midfielder. One of the most vital qualities of being a good midfielder is a combative quality.
Yeah, even De Bruyne's got it.
played. Oh, lucky Bruno.
That's spun one more. I haven't barely seen him.
He's done all right holding the ball up.
He's done well
Yeah.
to stay there for that long, hasn't he?
Martial.
Yeah, to stay at Man United that
That's
long.
true.
He's holding on for dear life, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know when he has runs, he actually in the team is pretty good. Most of his issues have been injuries.
He
He
went
got
to
Saudi-
Seville and he went
Saudi
to
written
Seville
all
and
over it.
scored 1 in
So many
14, didn't he?
injuries.
Saudi written all over it.
Oh yeah.
Martial.
Well, I don't know about Saudi. I don't know.
I think that Martial.
Not on the big side of
Martial.
Saudi.
Yeah, of course.
No, there's levels now, mate. No. There's levels now.
Mate, he gets into...
Benzema starts for one of them.
Yeah, Mitrovic
starts the other.
Yeah, but Martial has the talent to play in the Saudi league.
Who's the worst side in the Saudi?
You just talk nonsense.
What do you mean?
Too much. And on that note, we're going to move on.
What is that?
Because of course, Martial starts one of these Saudi teams. What are you?
Well, I've just
Why
given you
are
two
you
he
talking
don't
such
for.
shit?
Give me one that he don't then. At least
Go
say
1
something.
in 10 times, try and wind someone up. Not every
I'm
time.
not trying to wind you up, mate.
Anyway, have you seen this article about the Glazers refusing to sell Manchester United? Apparently, Manchester United are going to be taken off the market. The Glazers want up to £10 billion for the club. And they feel like, this is according to the reports that's come out, the auction that they wanted didn't develop. There weren't enough bidders there. And therefore, they are now looking to take it off the market until 2025 at the earliest.
The trouble is, by 2025, they're not going to get the money that they want. Because the way that you work out the value of a club, it's based upon the amount of money that it generates, the amount of income that comes in. And the Glazers are being incredibly greedy or incredibly naive to think that they can get the sum that they want because the books don't add up.
Are they
to them.
gambling on the
they
economy
have-
getting better? Is that
The
what it
theory
is?
that they have is the World Cup in America will bring more American investment companies to the table. Ten Hag is looking like he's building something, therefore United could be a little bit more successful. And also like TV deals and all those kind of things that are coming up. The restructured Champions League, which means 5 teams go into it rather than 4. I think they're looking at all these kind of things. Again, I kind of go with you. I don't think you're going to ever get 10 billion for a club, especially when you could, let's say someone could go, all right, Manchester United is prestigious and all that. But when they look at what, the group have done with City or
Newcastle.
Whatever, they'll just go, actually, we can go down a different route. So that's what the Glazers thinking is, according to this report behind.
How do you feel about it as a fan then? Because we get into the numbers a little bit too much for my liking. Is it gutting? Must be gutting.
When the Glazers arrived in 2005, everyone's been against them since then. It's been non-stop since then, and we've just hoped to have them gone. And then when you hear that they're putting it up for sale, it felt like it was too good to be true anyway. But then you see the bids developing and you see things going on and you think, surely it's just a matter of time now. And that kind of brings a little bit of excitement there. Will the new owners be owners that are more geared towards creating a successful football team rather than a team or a business that, pumps money into their pockets? And you look at the dividends spent and all those kind of different things that Manchester United have had to finance for them. 1.5 billion in a hole because of the Glazers. So having new owners, I didn't want state ownership and that would have brought its own issues. But having new owners would have been,
Carry on.
It would have been great. We're just laughing at something there. It would have been great to see. But
is
it
there,
doesn't look like
just
it's
to be
gonna
devil's
happen.
advocate then, right, in this situation, and this is an honest question, are there some slight positives with how the Glazers have managed Eric Ten Hag coming in, a few of the transfers?
No.
I'm not saying it is a positive situation. I'm just asking you as a United fan.
No.
Are you seeing a few slight turnarounds where there's nothing positive about the situation?
We wanted to sign Sofiane Amrabat all summer.
Yeah.
And because of financial fair play issues that Manchester United have, which, by the way, we could have got around them if we had owner investment into the club. So we could have seen up to 90 million, I think it was, invested into Manchester United, which would have allowed us to spend. We had to loan Sofiane Amrabat. He's a player that's been not training with his club since June, trying to force a move through to us. We had to loan him.
Yeah.
Like, we made the first offer, I think, was €2 million loan fee, and half of that wasn't guaranteed. Like, Man United are doing things in a mental way because of the financial fair play issues. That comes down to the Glazers, ultimately. And I'll say when Fergie was there and we won trophies, it was in spite of the Glazers, not because of them. And when Ten Hag does it, it will be in spite of the Glazers.
I'm asking
because
the
of them.
question because the Glazers are now they're a constant force, unfortunately. They're a constant factor in any question about Man United. So is there any positivity on top of that, which is obviously a massive negative, that Ten Hag's the right manager for a lot of United fans? Got Rashford there on the left.
You can
is it the best that it's been
Manchester
since
United
Fergie
fans
left?
have been for a long, long time separating their feelings towards the team.
Yeah.
Which, look, I mean, it hasn't always been positive over the last 10 years, but Manchester United fans have for a long, long time had to separate how we feel about Manchester United, the team, and the football club to the owners. We will back Ten Hag. Ten Hag has the backing of most Manchester United fans, and if you hear the fans inside the ground, particularly all of the fans inside the ground, are behind this manager. So I think those two things are very, very separate.
Yeah, of course. I'm just wondering about the optimism on the football pitch. It's slightly better than it ever has been since
But while
Fergie
you've
left.
got that, a lot of Man United fans feel like if we ever challenge for a Champions League or Premier League again, it won't be because of them, and it's very unlikely that we will do.
Yeah.
So
On some level, okay, so, to ask you a Sophie's choice question here, would you rather stay with the Glazers or become state-owned?
would I rather have owners that
No.
take 1.5 billion?
Don't
out
change
of the
my
club?
question.
No. The way this is how I'd look at it. Would I rather have owners that are taking 1.5 billion out of the club or putting it in? I'd rather have owners that are putting it in. I hate both of them for different reasons.
But there's a bigger conversation here, isn't there? Like
Yeah, it's true.
and what do you think the feeling of the support? I know there isn't the feeling of a support because football fandom is so layered and so intertwined with so many different things. But
A red card there. That's two-footed.
Say if for this purposes of this conversation, say we use the Stretford end as the feeling. Generally speaking, are the match-going fans supportive of the Qatari
I think
bid?
the match-going fans, I just want anyone but the Glazers.
Anyone but
I think there's a lot of people that feel that way.
And what about then taking it broader than that? Can you via your Stretford Paddock channel and things like that? Can you get kind of a bigger feeling?
I think
among
it's
fans?
very split, isn't it? Some people are like me and they're like, I don't want anything to do with state ownership. A lot of people, and I think what we'll find in football nowadays is a lot of the younger fans just care about, I want my team to be signing the best players and all those kind of things. What will bring that, the Qataris. I remember a point in time where everybody just looked at Sir Jim Ratcliffe like he was the guy to save us.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it became a choice of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Qataris, it was like, this Jim Ratcliffe guy's an idiot. We don't want to hear it. Because they just wanted the unlimited resources.
Didn't Jim Ratcliffe sort of say something along the lines of the Glazers wouldn't actually leave
what it was,
if his bid took over?
I think because one of the issues has appeared to be that the Glazer family, because there's like 6 or 7 siblings, the Glazer family are split on, do we sell now or do we keep it? And I think Avram and Joel, who are the biggest twats going out of all of them, those are the two that really want to stay. So I think his offer was to kind of let them keep their 19-20% of the thing and keep their shares, but he would have owned most of the club.
So that would have been a disaster, really. That
they would have been
the whole
silent
point
shareholders.
But the whole point of getting rid of the Glazers, it would be.
It would have been
symbolic.
It would have been symbolic.
It's still there. It's a bit dead.
But they would have just been like any other shareholders at that point.
Yeah.
No.
How do you think this goes then? We're looking likely
2 weeks ago, we
They're
heard a
staying,
rumour
aren't they?
that
It's a great cross.
2 great defensive header as well by Delo. 2 weeks ago, we heard that it was going to be Qatar in the middle of October and it was all done and we would just wait. Like we've heard so many different rumours up and down and it is going to be this and it isn't going to happen and this is why it's being held up and now they want another round of bids. This could be them going, we want more money and we'll get it.
But they won't get it.
No, I know, but this may be them going, we want more money. So
what, in the view of selling it
now we want more money, so we're putting some pressure on and leaking this story.
They've been doing it for a year. That kind of we want a bit more. We want.
Also,
I don't think they're selling, bro. I'm so sorry to tell you that.
I don't think that the Qataris or Jim Ratcliffe are ready to spend. Like you know when Chelsea was sold, Todd Bowley and Clearlake massively overvalued Chelsea. They massively overpaid for the club. I don't think that anybody who's going to buy Manchester United are going to make the same mistake. Like they're not going to overpay, and therefore, if the Glazers are saying that we will not sell for less than the price that which we don't really know, but let's say whatever they deem suitable, if they don't get that, they're going to hang about. You're going to be lumbered with them for another, at least what are we hearing? 2 years?
I think it was almost like I feel like they've put this up for sale without ever really wanting to sell it. It's been kind of like make us an offer we can't refuse situation. But one of the things you have to look at is this club currently needs investment. If they want to keep, which what they've been doing over the years is milking the cash cow dry. If they want to milk this cash cow any further, they're going to have to pump $1 billion or so into it. We need, we need to catch up with everybody else around us in terms of infrastructure and things like that. I can't see them wanting to do that. Now, it may be a case that they've found one of those investors that will give them the small, like I say small, it's probably a few billion, but smaller compared to buying the whole club. But I don't know. It just feels like it's a never-ending nightmare.
He's going to keep running, that's for sure.
Mm.
Although I suppose
Horrible.
they could do with United finding a winner here. We're a minute from half-time. You've got to be quite happy at being 1-1. Oh, is that handball?
Mate, I thought Saka should have got sent off, by the way. It was a two-footed challenge. And let's be honest here, if that was on Saka, everyone on Sky, Buvey, you'd all be crying. Oh, it's a horrible challenge. People are trying to kick Saka out of the game. That was a horrible... He should have got sent off.
It was nasty. It was nasty. It's a yellow.
Joke, bro. I don't know about this penalty thing here because I didn't really...
It's a yellow, isn't it? It's not everything's a red.
It was a red card.
It's not a red or
It was
zero.
a red card.
It's not a red or zero, is it? Sometimes it can be a little bit of a grey area.
It was a red card.
Not sure.
Someone does that to Saka, they're getting sent off. Let's be real. If Casemiro does that to Saka, everyone's baying for a red card. And these are facts that I'm speaking, and that's why you're laughing.
No, I'm just laughing at your delivery. I think it's entertaining. You know what I mean?
It's not as sultry as your intro earlier. That ASMR piece that you did.
I think 1-1's decent for
No, it's not.
for
You know
Arsenal in
why?
this situation. Not for you,
Oh,
for Arsenal.
yeah. For United,
Get
it's
back
not
in the
'cause
game
we
so quick.
conceded so soon after scoring again at Emirates. I'm sure it was very similar times. So they literally just kicked off and scored last time, didn't they? Who scored? It may have been Odegaard as well last time. Because it was Odegaard's...
So in the same fixture last year, you mean?
Yeah. Like we scored. Rashford scored up that end. Similar-ish goal. And then they go straight back down and score again. So hope it's not the same end result.
It felt like one moment from Man United. That's the issue. I think Arsenal have got 3 or 4 in them.
Played the low. But I think
There's
I
one
wouldn't be
moment of
surprised if
quality.
we're playing for that.
Yeah, no, I think you are a little bit, but it's not enough against Arsenal. You need more.
Also, though, there is something to be said for being that ruthless and efficient. Like, as much as I think Arsenal have been on top, Manchester United have fashioned one chance and scored 1 goal. There's
Maybe
something,
half a
Havertz
chance
has
as
missed
well.
a load, yeah.
there's something good in that, though. There's something good and ruthless in that.
It's good to see Rashford score as well because he's been quite poor
Very
at the
good
start of
goal
the
as well.
season, yeah.
Very good goal.
Why is that? Because of
He's been
fatigue?
poor. I mean,
Any reason?
just it's season's
Poor,
only
innit?
just started, isn't it? 3-4 games. I want to see.
Also, I think Rashford's going to be at his best. You know, when there's a proper striker to play with, like he's going to.
Hoyland, when he's back in the he's in the fold.
Hoyland, yeah. If it's whoever it is, I think Marcus Rashford's a better player with a genuine centre forward on the pitch rather than Anthony Martial. Oh, it's gone right over. Oh, it's too easy.
Oh.
Lindelof with a good
Too easy.
That was on
clearance
target as well
It
from
was
Saka.
good. It was a very, very good play from Saka, but Anthony
Anthony's
you
done all
evade
right
the
in
challenge
himself.
from Anthony very easily there. No, I don't think Anthony's had a bad
He
game. I
doesn't
think
put
he's
his
played really
foot.
well.
He doesn't. He acts like he's tough and that, but he ain't really on it to foul like that. Like tackle, sorry, like that.
No.
You don't want to foul there.
Oh, it's 2-on-1 here. There's no. If 2 go, 2 of yours have got to go. Have they done that, Manchester United?
Hey, Darren.
You've got two Arsenal players went over to take the corner and only 1 Manchester United player. It's always got to be 2-on-2.
Played Casa.
Couple minutes left. It's just 3 minutes added on.
Ooh.
It's 7 minutes.
Oh, you clown!
Yeah,
You didn't
that-
need to touch that.
I think it's
It's all
momentum,
it's
innit?
all Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah, so it's been all Arsenal game.
Yeah.
The Ashburton Army are very impressed. See them there? 20 or so fellas in black t-shirts. See them?
Did you see them upload a picture of themselves and blur all
And
their face
blur
out?
out the faces
Like they are on
themselves.
Sky every minute
Yeah.
of the fucking game.
But then I saw someone reply with the picture. with the faces. Yeah. They blurred their own faces to give them a bit of mystique.
I saw that once like a few weeks ago. Reading fans. I was like, who cares?
Have they
Like, Reading,
got
it's like every club's got like a little hardcore fan base.
Have Reading got that?
Reading got
Half time,
massive little
1-1.
group.
Are they West Country?
No, they're nothing country. They're in the middle of nowhere.
I think they're
They're
West
Milton
Country.
Keynes country.
Reading. No. They're towards.
They're not West Country.
They're 100% West.
They're closer to London. They're more London.
They're more
closer to
Swindon.
they're in outskirts of London.
Swindon.
No, not Swindon. They're close to Swindon, but not Swindon.
1-0. You got to be happy with that.
So last time it was 7 minutes between the goals and it was Nketiah that scored actually.
You turned into a football historian today.
No, it just annoyed me that, as you know, conceding so soon after you've scored. It was a great goal that we scored. We've played all right defensively in the first half. We haven't really given them too many chances, though Kai Havertz should have scored. And then we go on the break, we get that goal, good, well-worked goal, and then you just concede from the first attack of the game after that. It's a little bit frustrating. I wouldn't be surprised if Ten Hag's getting into them. based on the half, I thought Arsenal had more possession and all that.
I think in
United
terms of
have
who's
tried to play it that
happier,
way.
in terms of who's happier though, I think Manchester United should be the happier team. Arsenal have played better. Arsenal have had more of the ball, more of the chances there at home, and the score's 1-1. If I was a Manchester United fan, I'd be really happy with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Did you take a point for today?
I want to win.
No,
No, but you would take.
take
a
I know
point,
you
but I
want to
wanna
win,
win.
but you take a
You
point
sell
at
a
Highbury. You
kidney
take a
for
point at
for
Highbury,
point.
don't you?
The way it's going for
Yeah.
United this season.
If you told me next goal wins and there's a 55% chance to be United, I'd take that over a draw, guaranteed draw.
Yeah, but that's just made you favourites.
Yeah.
What about his?
And
What about his 55%
say-
for the home team who've played better?
I'd say, all right, 51% chance I'm a millionaire. Rory has to give me 100 grand in cash. 51% chance that happens. I'll take that. I'll take that. Let's flip a coin.
I mean, that's what happened when Uslak got took over, innit? Super 6. Remember, our league is
Checking my scores.
Club 23. I've got a lot of correct scores this time around, but I couldn't nail anything because there were quite a lot of big scores, weren't there? Like I got City winning, I got Spurs winning, I had Brighton beating Newcastle, but I couldn't nail any correct scores. I'm hoping that changes here and we get a goal fest in the second half with Manchester United coming out on top 3-2. But I have got 6 points so far this week at least. Rory is on 4, so I'm hopefully going to close that gap on you.
He predicted 2-0 Chelsea, Forest. There's a big surprise coming up. Look at that. I predicted Forest 1, Chelsea 0. That's real football insight, lads.
It's the first,
there to be fair.
first time I've ever seen you do well on this.
And that's why I'm smiling in the picture because I'm so gassed with that Forest prediction.
New haircut and all.
Yeah, fresh haircut there. But yeah, it's very, very hotly contested amongst us three, innit, at the moment.
Yes. I've won every week.
Except this week.
Except this week. Where it's not over.
I'm in double figures, mate. I'm
I
loving
don't
life.
think you can be caught at the moment.
Yeah, loving life.
I think you've got this one in the bag. Which is annoying. But have we hit 10,000 followers on our Super 6 League yet?
I don't think
You
so.
got your phone in your hand, mate?
Well, I'm waiting for production to tell me the official numbers.
Mate, you got your phone in your hand.
Yeah, but
you
the
can just check
Wi-Fi's
it out.
dipping in and out. The Wi-Fi's dipping.
Hang on.
What are we saying, Jack?
I'll
How
tell
many?
you.
How many?
I'll put it into our Google.
If you haven't
No,
already
we
joined,
haven't.
Yeah,
Buvey,
it's
get people to
Club
join.
23 on the Super 6 app. Please join. How many we at? 9,000.
We're 9,693. If
we're
you
so
see if you
close.
can get us to 9,700. See now, you don't stop talking until we get to
I'm not
9,700.
Okay, single on me.
8 people. 8 people, Buvey. You can do this. 8 people.
I'm not going to blink. Okay, here we go.
8 people.
You're not blinking till
Till we get 9,700.
we need 6 minutes.
Wait, are you going to say something though? You
I've
have
got to
to tell
breathe.
people.
I've got to breathe. I've stopped breathing.
Did you stop breathing?
No,
I'm just
but
doing
you
the
wouldn't
blinking.
blink.
I'm just doing the blinking.
He thinks if he's dead, then he won't
Stop
blink.
winding me up and trying to do the blinking
Buvey,
thing for our benefit,
tell
Adam.
people
for
the benefits
fuck's
of
sake.
Super 6 though. Give them
The
a reason to
benefits are it's
join.
a free-to-play game. If you win our mini league every round, you
Got
get
one.
100
You've got
quid
one.
to spend at classicfootballshirts.co.uk. And if I win it, I can get 100 quid to spend on eye drops because my eyes are dried out. Okay, we've got studio lights burning and my eyes are actually burning. I'm seeing orange and red and all sorts right now.
You
I've
blink.
blinked.
Oh wait, you've got another 2. You've got another 2. Keep going, Buvey. You've got another 2.
going, don't blink.
You're 5 to go. You can do
I
this.
don't think it's fun anymore if you do it twice.
I think.
bottled
Wait,
it- I
you've
bottled it
got
early.
only 3 to go. 9,
to
6,
go.
9, 7.
Come on,
Tell
Club
people
23.
the benefits. Club
The benefit,
23.
I've done the voucher, classicfootballshirts.co.uk. The big benefit,
250,000.
250 grand.
Yeah.
250 grand for predicting a few scores.
And it's free.
Easy, lads.
2 to go. You've got another one there. You can do this,
If
Buvey.
you sat at home and thought Chelsea were going to get battered by Forest, which I did, like me, you could have got 250 grand. All you have to do is 5 other results. Easy, lads. What can I say?
Can it be done? Can we get to 9,700 members of our club league? You just download the Super 6 app. It's completely free to play, and you join Club 23. So make sure that you do that now. We're one away. We're literally one person. Yes, we've gone one over.
Right. We got a
Kings.
new goal, 10k today in our club league. The code is Club 23. Now, I've been looking forward to this. How the turntables turn on this show sometimes, eh? The problem with Chelsea. We
Oh,
got to
we're
see
doing that.
a glimpse into Rory's, Chelsea yesterday and what was going on. I'm sure everyone's seen his video, but we're going to cover it all here on
I've
the
not seen
club.
the video. What happened on the video, Ad?
Lost to Nottingham Forest 1-0 yesterday. Rhythm is a dancer. Anthony Elanga scoring goals from everywhere. Yeah. Come from Scandinavia to be Forest saviour. And now he's scoring goals and he scored the winner. Nico Jackson. I told you his name's Miss Jackson, didn't I? That sitter.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
terrible.
Was it as bad as it looked, or is there any room
No.
to save stretching? And
No.
I'm just trying to be devil's advocate.
No, it's important to explore it from all directions. You're generous to do that, but no, it's a it's a total sitter that you have
It's
to
a
score.
10 out of 10 awful miss.
Yeah, I mean nobody misses that chance. You know, any footballer that you can think of, any sort of iconic, decent footballer.
Havertz?
No, but you know when I think about footballers from back in the day at Chelsea, like when Chelsea were not good.
Yeah.
Neil Shipley up front, he scores that.
Yeah.
Like Solomon Kalou was our fourth choice goal scorer. Solomon Kalou
There is
scores
that
that.
easy.
Oh,
Yeah. Solomon
love the
Kalou
player
scores
as
that.
well.
Yeah, and he scored another one that day just to be sure. So no, it was a shocking miss. I like Jackson. I think he's played really well lately. I like the way that he plays as well, direct, aggressive on the front foot, and he's actually a bit of a breath of fresh air considering that the players that we've had to put up with in that position over the years. So I do like Jackson, but no, it was a terrible miss. But it shouldn't come down to that. You're playing Nottingham Forest at home. And look, they're a decent team. I think they've got a very good manager. There's a lot of plus points to be said about them. But Chelsea need to beat them. Like, there's no two ways about it. But it shouldn't come down to Nicholas Jackson's miss. It isn't about that. It's about a 90-minute game.
Well,
of
the
football.
reason you lost is because Nottingham Forest opened you up through the middle of your two centre-backs. There's obviously a comment that's gone out on a certain Chelsea Twitter account suggesting that Thiago Silva was maybe at fault throughout the game at least. For me, that looked like Levi Colwill running really slow, running in... It looked like treacle. He was running so slow. He got, but either way, the whole of your middle of the park, the midfield, the centre backs. You've still got Conor Gallagher in midfield. You're getting ripped apart.
I think there's problems, Buvey. I think there's problems, and if I'm being totally frank, I think that we are on the precipice of a disaster. Like, we're sleepwalking into a crisis, aren't we?
What is that in terms of a literal footballing? What is it?
Something similar to last year. So no improvement.
Close to bottom half.
Close to bottom half.
Yeah.
I think anything between 8th and 12th is really bad.
Crazy.
And if you think about what's happened, I think Pochettino needs to be criticised a bit. I think we need to ask exactly what kind of style we're playing. Why is Ben Chilwell playing as a forward? Which he effectively is. We've got 3 forwards and Ben Chilwell is playing as one of them. The problem with Chilwell, I like him. I think he's a very good player. I think he does a great job in a particular position. But the second that he cuts in from the left, in any kind of goal-scoring situation, he's on his right foot.
Yeah.
He's not that bloke. Like,
No.
Expecting him to score those goals, you're the idiot for asking him the question. That's not who he is.
Of course.
So I'm not impressed with that. There's so much going wrong, and now this is Chelsea's worst start to a season since 1995. 1995.
What happened that season?
We got to the semi-final of the Cup Winners' Cup. Real Zaragoza beat us. Arsenal played them in a final.
Season.
95, 96.
Yeah.
With 95, 96, we got to the semi-final of the FA Cup. Manchester United, David Beckham at Villa Park. So no, nothing basically.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Nothing is the bottom line.
We
Semi-final.
beat Liverpool in the final.
But mate, we've got 4 points out of 4 games. The only team that we've beaten are on course to become the worst Premier League team that we've seen for a long time.
And there were periods in that game, you can let me know if I'm wrong, where I know they were 1-0 down early and all that, but there was about 40 or 50 minutes of the game where, across both halves, where they were quite comfortable, I felt, Luton.
Yeah.
Tight at the back. I'm not saying they were
Luton
great.
could have scored at 1-0.
Yeah, Luton could have scored, but
But you know what I'm trying to say? You didn't
mate,
blow them away, really.
You know that
like-
I'm worried about Chelsea, but even I would say that watching that game, I was never really in fear that Chelsea weren't.
Can I just say though as well, I do think, especially with this team, you look at Thiago Silva. Outside of him, Raheem Sterling's your oldest player. You got a very young squad, which you've made the point of saying quite a lot on this channel. You got Pochettino there, who's just come in. Just need some time. Everyone needs to be given time at that club, and that's one of the things you fear at Chelsea. Obviously, it's new ownership, new structure, and they seem to be a group that want to give managers time. You look at the long contract they gave to Potter. You look at the direction they're going with, the players that they're signing, even appointing Poch. It seems to be they're looking for the long-term project. They want to build something over the long term. If you're going to want to do that, you have to give a manager time. And I do think in Pochettino, you've got that manager now that you need to go, look, you got a couple of months to just settle this ship. Getting more than that even. But at Chelsea, it doesn't feel like you get that.
But mate,
The pressure's there. The pressure's enormous.
We've been battered by. We've lost to Forest at home. We've been battered at West Ham. If Salah scores that goal on the opening day of the season, we've lost that game. And the only team that we've played well against and beaten, and arguably not even played that well against, is Luton.
Okay,
so
but
why do you get time in that situation?
Let's look at year 11 yesterday, for example. Sanchez, Disasi, Silva, Colwill, Gusto, Gallagher, Caicedo, Chilwell, Sterling, Fernandes, Jackson. There's so many players that you've just bought
Okay, but
that will be coming
too
into
many,
that
bro.
team.
But they're
Way
bad
too
players.
many.
Like this is the problem, and this is why. Look, I think Pochettino's a decent manager. I didn't really want him to be Chelsea manager. Everyone knows that. I think that he is probably the best of what we've had of late. Right, he's a decent manager, regardless of what I think of him. I think he's a decent manager. It isn't his fault. So, okay, whose fault is it? This is an ownership issue, and this is the problem. While we have these owners whose only motivation is to extract money from the club. Like, why did Todd Bowley, you know, when we do a fit and proper person test, we want to do a fit and proper person, make sure that we have the right people in the game. We'll often explore, is their money clean? And that's obviously very relevant. Where does their money come from? Can it be traced? Where was it acquired? What's the business? Can it be guaranteed for the long haul? The money is very important. Then we'll often take into account maybe political persuasions. Do you remember when Gaddafi was going to buy into the, well, that wasn't allowed. That's taken into account. A question that is never really asked, I don't think, and certainly should be, is why do you want to buy the club? So why does Todd Bowley want to buy Chelsea? Why does Todd Bowley and Clearlake want to own the club? Is it because he grew up a Chelsea fan? Presumably not. Is it because he idolised Dennis Wise in his childhood? Probably not. Is it because he fell in love with the club when he saw them win the Champions League in 2012? Not to my knowledge, no, that didn't happen either. Is it because he wants to extract and squeeze as much money out of European sport as possible? Yes, that's the answer. So should that be allowed? And secondly, what we're doing in terms of building this team, it isn't about securing the future of the club. It isn't about building the best team or trying to create success. It's about marketability. It's about American sport being incredibly regimented. There are laws within American sport and American franchises that make it very difficult to make your money sweat within that sport. But European football's like the Wild West. So, you know, Todd Bowley, in terms of making money, the geezer knows how to do it. And I think the way that he makes money is to make sure that he's the smartest man in every room he walks in. He walks into very smart rooms. But he's come over here, and where Chelsea finish in the table is kind of neither here nor there in the short term. Like, the players that he signed, you know, when you're reading them out there, like, Disassi has been terrible, and there's no way that he's a better player than Trevor Chalobah, right? There's just no way he is. Everyone will be, I'm sure people will be commenting. He's not a better player than Trevor Chalobah. Spend a fortune on Caicedo. Is he a better player than Billy Gilmour? Is it, like, genuinely? Is he a better player than Billy?
Yeah.
No,
We
he's
spent
not.
$4 million.
He's not.
Is he?
Buvey said he's not, by the way.
Billy Gilmour.
Billy Gilmour is a way better midfielder than Caicedo. I'm not taking this weird heat that as if you know infinitely more about football than I do. That's rubbish. Billy Gilmour is a technically gifted midfielder. He is.
Billy Gilmour, we sold.
He can
for $4
control a
million.
midfield, Adam. Why is that a dramatic thing to
Because
say?
the question wasn't, can Billy Gilmour play well in midfield? It was, is he better than Caicedo?
Yeah, and he is. He's a better midfielder.
All right.
I just don't get. What do you mean let it settle like I'm an idiot?
Billy Gilmour did control. Billy Gilmour did control the game at Wembley, didn't he? Billy Gilmour did control the England-Scotland game at Wembley. So I do think that look, regardless, we spent £150 million on Caicedo and we sold Billy Gilmour for $4 million. So there's something not quite right there. And I just think that when you look across that team, there are so many players. Like, you know, buying Mudryk, for example. Okay, maybe he's a brilliant player. But equally, there's jeopardy in footballers, isn't there? It's not always very easy. So no, I think that we're all over the place. The international breaks come at
I think they are in danger of, you know, when you sell all of your academy players like that, especially like, this is a team as well, Chelsea especially, over the years, that have had a very good academy team. Like, to then just get rid of all these young, it must be disheartening for, you know,
what's the point in
fans that go to Chelsea and Stamford Bridge and season ticket holders. They must want to see their young players.
And then you have to ask, why are we selling the young players that have come through Cobham? Is it because they're not good enough, or is it because they demonstrate only profit on the balance sheet of FFP? And it's got to be the latter. Like, there's no way that it was in Chelsea's interests to sell Lewis Hall. Like, Chelsea aren't a better team for selling Lewis Hall. Like, we've effectively become a selling club. We've managed to sell players to the 4 teams that finished not only above Chelsea, but in the Champions League spots. So players that Chelsea have decided aren't good enough, I guess. 4 of them have ended up at clubs who are all competing in the Champions League this year, while Chelsea aren't in Europe. So yeah, I am desperately anti this board. But while this board are there, look, Pochettino's fine, right? I think he's a good manager, fine. But it's almost insignificant what happens there or what happens on the pitch because it's so difficult with this ownership. This ownership are steering the club into oblivion.
A lot of people have been taking aim at Thiago as well. Do you feel like that's an easy one?
Have they?
Thiago Silva. We've seen a few bits. Again, it's social media. We've seen him reply to some criticism on social media as well, where people were saying, we're having to play a back five to shoehorn him in. And he came out and said, if you look closely at the game, we're playing with a back four. There's no problem in assuming that I'm responsible for the defeat. Put the pressure on me. No problem yesterday. That was from Thiago responding to some of the criticism that he received online.
Well, that's going back to the point that I made. Do you know, when Chelsea get beat, I swerve social media as much as I can. That is going back to the point I was making about Ben Chilwell playing as effectively a forward. So although we've got 5 defenders on the pitch, but on some level, the point, look, Thiago Silva deserves an awful lot more respect than being sort of called out on Twitter by some no-mark. But I would also say that there is something weird about playing quite defensive at home against Forest. When we struggle to score as it is. So there is a little bit of truth in that. But generally speaking, I think Thiago Silva is the least of Chelsea's problems. We're back
the game
underway,
has
by the way.
kicked off again with half a minute into the second half. Arsenal in possession of the ball, as they were for most of the first half, to be fair. Manchester United playing a counter-attacking game. Interesting stat, passes completed in their own half. Arsenal had 199 in that first half against United, which is more than they had in a full game against Wolves on the 14th of August.
Total domination in terms of ball
But it's
possession,
in their own half.
Yeah. No, exactly. It doesn't tell the full story.
Do you have them where you want them in that sense, or
yeah? It's Jose Mourinho's thing, isn't it? When they said it to him about why did the opposition have the ball so often?
Sorry, that were United stats. Apologies I read that wrong.
Yeah, I think it's like Jose Mourinho said. It's all very well that the opposition having the ball, but we want them to have the ball.
Yeah,
we gave them the ball effectively. Big game. Do you think you've got it in you to come back to win this? You still thinking the victory is there?
I think away from home, you have to be a little. The infamous Buvey bend down there. Away from home, you have to kind of soak up some pressure at times. I'd rather see us obviously on the front foot a little bit more, but we also know what we're inviting onto ourselves in the counter-attack. I was quite pleased with Anthony's performance in that first half. Thought he did better.
Yeah, I thought he played well, Anthony. Yeah, I thought he had quite a good half.
Obviously, you want to see him do a little bit more in terms of finishing things off and getting his passes away, but defensively and off the ball, he's done well. Yeah, I'd take a jammy 2-1 win with a counter-attack.
No, I bet you would. Would you take a 1-1 now?
I love how Anana's so calm.
I'm looking forward to Anana getting chipped from the halfway line, which is definitely on the horizon. Oh, Anthony.
You know what? Early on, draws are as bad as defeats, really.
Yeah.
So I want to.
Well, it depends what your aspirations are. Like, if your aspiration is to just secure yourself top 4, point at Highbury's a good point.
A point at Emirates is a good point if you're looking to win the league, to be fair, but
yeah,
you don't want to drop as many points you don't want to lose your first 2 away games of the season. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it becomes a bit cumulative then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It becomes like you've got an issue away from home.
It becomes a thing, doesn't it?
But you are doing well. Look, this is all Arsenal on the ball. Declan Rice, into Ben White or whatever. It's all very Arsenal heavy, but it's all on Manchester United's terms. Yes, finally poised this.
We got any predictions for the second half from you, Per?
I think Arsenal win.
Yeah, I think they dominate the ball, create big chances. They had 4 or 5 in the first half, didn't they?
Well, did you see the Newcastle game yesterday?
Yeah, Evan Ferguson.
So poor.
Unbelievable.
No, Newcastle were poor, but I thought Brighton were really good.
Oh, they were brilliant. Do you know what they have the ability to do, Brighton? Every time I watch them, there's like a new player who I've never heard of before, who's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the keeper.
Yeah.
The keeper doing Cruyff turns and that.
Who was it? There was
some Belgian
kid. Right?
Belgian kid who came from Anderlecht. I had to put him into the Wikipedias. Yeah,
we're just praising Anthony and he's going to give the ball away. Casemiro.
I just find that club, the way that they run it, they are everything that Chelsea are not, aren't they? Brighton, like you know, if Chelsea are the very definition of more money than sense, They're more money than sense. Brighton are more sense than money. They are just so brilliant. It's
Not
unbelievable.
after yous, like they've got more, but they've got as much money as sense
well.
now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
yous lot have given them
Yeah.
a lot of money.
I just think they're. I
great
honestly do. I just think that they're so impressive, and they made fairly light work of Newcastle, and Newcastle were all over the place.
I think they lost their Reds, haven't they, the last few weeks? They lost
Well,
their Reds.
they were really good
They've
for
had
5
3 or
minutes
4
yesterday. I
big
thought.
games, haven't they? I think they may have got a little
Yeah.
bit carried
City was a
away with
big
the
one.
win over Villa as well.
Yeah.
You play City, you play Liverpool.
Villa
And
had
they-
injuries, didn't they?
You're losing the manner you did against Liverpool as
Yeah.
well because
Yeah.
they should have won that game.
Yeah, but you know what? They've lost 3 games this Premier League season already. It took them until March to lose 6 games. To lose 3 games last year.
How many? They lost
took them-
6 in total
Took them. They lost 6 in total.
Okay.
It took them until March
to do this.
to do this. So 6 months later.
Yeah.
It took them. You know, they managed to hold on to losing 3 games 6 months longer.
In a
Like, do you
similar
remember-
sense,
do you
as well,
remember
you don't want to get disconnected from. It's like why United don't want
They
to lose.
didn't
today.
concede. Do you remember Newcastle? The whole point about Newcastle last year, for an awful long time, was that they didn't concede goals. I remember they went to Arsenal and they had one of the most ruthless defences. You just couldn't break them down. They concede goals for fun now. You know, they concede goals for fun. So I think that they're all over the place. And for the first time since he's taken the job, people started to ask some questions about Eddie Howe. It's finally come, hasn't it? People have started to
When
go.
we were saying that this is going to bring added pressure to it, and Eddie Howe could be the one staring down the barrel by the time their season comes to an end. People kind of laugh, but it's easily
I've
can
got
happen.
loads of stick for
You know,
saying
in the pressure, because now you're a Champions League team. Now the expectation is right. You did that with that last season.
Yeah, they're
Why
ahead
can't
of
you
Shed-
get Champions League again when
Yeah.
I gave you Tonali?
Yeah,
on that?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's Lampard, isn't it? It's Lampard being ahead of schedule, getting Chelsea into the Champions League, then being given Werner, Havertz, Ziyech,
Yeah,
and not being able to cope.
yeah.
It's being ahead of schedule. It creates problems. You know, it creates problems with team rotation. It creates problems with team morale. It creates problems with selection. It creates problems with many
And the
things.
problem for him as well is the manager. Let's say, look, again, we could just be overreacting and things could change very soon in terms of the way we look at Newcastle and Eddie Howe. But let's say this bad form continues. Oh my God. Eriksen's just slipped as United were on the counter attack. So frustrating. The ball's gone out of play. What were we saying? Yeah, let's say we get to November, December, and their form's still pear-shaped, the line in the bottom 10 of the league. Their owners could go, well, actually, we still want to win the Champions League. Or not win it. We want to get to the latter stages. We can bring in a manager that can get us there. And you're still that kind of...
But they've not shown.
Big
Everyone
pull.
says that about when's the Mancini or the Mourinho going to come in and replace him. It's like they've never actually shown that. They've never done the
Would that be
Robinho
De Zerbi?
transfer. They've always been slow. They use that money on getting Chris Wood to keep them up and getting Dan Burn and
No, but
Nick
they've
Pope.
sped it up a
They're
bit.
far
They've
more
sped it up a bit,
conservative than we give
but
them
they
credit
sped it
for.
up a bit recently.
And that could be leverage for Eddie Howe's
They've sped it up.
career
They've
at
sped it
Newcastle.
up with, I'd say, the signings of Isak and Tonali.
Tonali, yeah.
But they've sped up
but they
the
sped-
demand.
City went out and got, David Silva, Yaya Toure.
Yeah, and the demand's changed at City.
Exactly. But Newcastle still have Almar up front. They still have massive gaps in what
Well, they
can
don't.
do.
See, this is the problem. This is what is driving Newcastle fans mad. They do have Almiron in the team,
Yeah.
but they went out and they signed one of the most effective wingers in the league last year, and they're not playing him.
Yeah.
You know, they spent 40 million quid on a proven goal scoring winger who has exactly what it takes to thrive in the Premier League. And I don't think anybody, regardless of perception or loyalties, would say that Almiron's a better player than Harvey Barnes.
No, of course.
And Almiron's starting. You know, Anthony Gordon's starting. Like, I think there are, for the first time, there are a few issues. I think Bruno Guimaraes' form has been a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
They didn't sign a centre half when they should have done.
Yeah.
You know, they've got themselves into a situation where they could be playing in the Champions League, and their 2 centre halves, if the injuries to Botman and Schär aren't fixed quickly, they're going to go into a Champions League game and they're going to have Burn and Burn and Lascelles
Lascelles is still
as their
kicking
2
them
centre halves.
Yeah.
They're going to have Burn and Lascelles centre half in the Champions League.
Lascelles is up to no good as well recently.
He had a
Smashing
row, didn't
people
he?
in the-
If
in
that
the
was
street.
if that was a recent video anyway.
That was real, I
It
think.
wasn't
as well.
ideal.
That was real, I feel.
But
No,
look,
but was it recent? But yeah.
But look, I think for the first time, Eddie Howe is under pressure. This international break has come at a good time, but if they don't use it to kick on after the back of the international break, like, look, they've been a bit unlucky because they've basically played. Look, the games that they've lost, they've lost to Darwin Núñez and Evan Ferguson, haven't they? Darwin Núñez turned them inside out, and
Yeah.
Evan Ferguson turned them inside out. Manchester United are in.
Oh, space.
Created the angle. Terrible goalkeeping.
Oh, fuck. I thought I was going in.
Wait, it's funny, isn't it? I thought it was
Ramsdale
going in.
flapped the ball back to Rashford. Rashford's missed it. I don't know if that's a deflection from the defender, but
I can't
Martial.
believe, where did Ramsdale push this ball? I need to see the replay here. Good use of his body to create a yard there. He pushes it straight out. Oh,
Great block by Saliba, because that
Mate,
might have been going in, you know.
going
Aaron
yeah.
Ramsdale pushes it straight back into the danger zone.
Literally.
You have to not do that, don't you? Like, isn't that the first rule of goalkeeping?
Flap it out, innit?
Push it wide.
Push it wide, yeah.
Well played, United.
Bruno's
back in the
engine's
game.
so good, man.
Bruno's a brilliant player.
I love him, you know.
Brilliant player.
You get so much unwarranted stick.
No, he's a
It's because of his character,
he's
though,
an arse, but he's a wonderful footballer.
You want him on your
He's
side.
an arse, but he's a wonderful footballer, Bruno Fernandes.
Play Casa, unlucky.
Not exactly busting a gut to get back, Casemiro. He gave the ball away there. He's very laid back about
Fuck me, he's terrible.
what Nketiah.
Was the Arsenal number 14 a big number before Henry? Or do we just look at it now? Because
I only
of
look
Henry?
at it as Henry. I don't know. Arsenal fan will comment. I'm sure it's like Liam Brady or something. But I don't know. As far as for me, it's synonymous with only Thierry.
Yeah,
Henry.
yeah, yeah. Because I wonder, like, is that a thing that, like, oh my God, he's wearing Henry's shirt?
That will be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Henry took someone's shirt though. What did Anders Limpar wear?
Plus, like, that was very. Like, what year did Henry come here?
98? No.
2000?
99, yeah. Oh, he did the hard bit.
You know.
Brought it
Yeah, he
down.
could have
he
controlled
could have
it.
had another touch. It was Martin Keown before Thierry Henry. So yeah, two icons. Good game, this, isn't it?
Very good game. Yeah, we didn't mention Evan Ferguson enough, I feel.
Oh, mate.
18 years old,
Oh,
hat
mate.
trick.
He's just brilliant, isn't he? Do you know what else I really like about him? It's not only the football ability. When he came back on the pitch at the end, were you watching, right? He comes back on the pitch, having obviously won the game. And you could see that he was a little bit embarrassed, like a bit shy, a bit like he didn't want, all the fanfare, all the fan adulation, all the players giving it him.
I think he's just a
And he's
natural
just
born
like-
goal scorer as
he's
well. I
just
think
like-
that's what shows you. You
No,
know,
but-
when you got Weghorst crying because he scored at Old Trafford, and then you got Evan Ferguson with a Premier League match ball, like,
That's what I do.
I just
Yeah.
I just scored a hat
But the-
trick in
but-
it. It's like, yo, that's,
you know when
that's
the-
what you want your
do you-
goal scorers to
You know
do.
when the talent is so not in question, like the success is
Yeah.
coming for him, like he's going to Champions Leagues and all that's
What
coming.
club? What club is it? Is it a Real Madrid?
No,
I think
could be,
kind of thing?
it
Is
could
Man
be a Man
United,
City
mate?
if they sell Haaland. As a Man United fan, it could be Manchester United.
I always say Man United in that
I always
situation,
say
even
Man
the
United,
Irish
so do
connection.
I,
But you can't actually.
we
say
need
that.
another Irish player, man.
But you can't
Really,
say
it's
it.
been a while.
You're not feasibly going to sign him for the money. You can't
mean-
afford it, can you?
Well,
Right
right
now,
now,
I'm just saying feasibly. You can't.
Yeah.
He's worth 200 million quid, lads.
I always
Easy.
get worried about that because if Bruno dived,
Doesn't
like
make
Bruno
it.
dived, and just say Declan Rice steps across him, it's like
I think with Evan Ferguson though, his temperament is so important because the talent isn't in question. He's going to need to be sensible, clever, calm. He's going to need to be all those things, and I think he is. I think he's got it in just in spades. He's he's a he's
scores all
brilliant.
kind of goals as well. You look at his
Yeah.
first goal to tap. It
Yeah.
looks like a tap in, but just being there is important.
12
With Haaland, like
Haaland, like
his movement gets him goals that make you think
12 goals in
"That's a
14
crap
games.
goal. How's he,
Yeah.
It's a bit lucky. That,
12
but-
goals in 14 starts or something like that as well, bearing in mind how young he is.
he got injured at the back end of last season. You feel if he'd stayed fit, they could
No,
have
he's
been
a
Champions
fantastic,
League.
he's a fantastic
Nah,
player.
they're glad he didn't stay fit last season.
Do you think
in terms of
he would have been in
selling
back.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what they'll do? They'll just replace him.
Yeah, 150 million. They'll sell him 200 million, and they'll
Where do you think he goes? Manchester United.
Well, it feels like he'll stay in the
City?
Premier League, especially with the Irish players. You kind of
City,
think
then.
surely he'll stay around.
Got the
here
Noel
for a
Quinn
bit.
about him, hasn't he? I like it.
And then you got
Bit better than that.
Man United, who's a fan of. We may need a striker soon. We got one at the moment, Hoyland. Martial may leave further down the line. You need a striker. Have we got the owners that are likely to allow us to spunk that on one player? Sometimes not. It's always just so random with us. Oh God. Oh, it's a penalty.
What's a penalty, isn't it?
It's a penalty.
Is he giving it?
Why? Yeah. Of course.
Wow.
Why is Wan-Bissaka doing that? Kai Havertz has won a penalty for Arsenal, obviously.
He just ran the ball, didn't he, down the channel, just dribbled with
There's
it.
no-
and,
unless it's a stonewall dive, there's no way this is overturned because he just clipped him.
Yes.
Penalty, yeah, it's a penalty.
so clumsy.
He doesn't
Good-
need to.
good
He doesn't
contrib-
need to challenge.
Mate, he's done Havertz a world of good there as well because he's brought him down. It means Havertz didn't have to shoot, and he'll kind of celebrate his contribution to the game.
Like Sterling.
I feel like it's not even a tackle that needs to be made.
No, he doesn't need to be there. Well, hang on, is there enough? Yeah, there is, isn't there?
Yeah, that's a bad angle.
Now there's enough for it never to be overturned. It's not going to get overturned. Fuck's sake.
Really foolish, man. Really unnecessary.
No.
No, I mean, you've got to be happy that it's
Yeah,
gone to
you want
VAR.
it. You want a
But
VAR.
it's not going to get overturned.
Well, mate, you've got a chance now. If the VAR didn't come up,
What are they
hang on a
reviewing
minute.
that for?
Wait, Havertz has kind
Hang
of
on,
kicked
I'm
him.
not sure he does touch him, lads.
Havertz has
He
kicked
doesn't
him.
touch him. There's no contact.
Havertz
He's
has kicked
dived.
him.
There is literally
He's
no
dived.
contact. It's a dive.
Havertz
There's
has kicked
literally
him.
no contact. Look, none. And then he kicks
cheating.
out.
Yeah,
Oh.
Havertz's heel has come across.
There's
and
no
kicked Havertz.
contact.
Wan-Bissaka.
He's going, no, VAR.
No, because he just looked like two players had come across and.
That
clapped
is
him.
not a penalty. That is a dive.
That's Havertz's
he's
foot
so unlikable.
into Wan-Bissaka,
That is
isn't
a
it?
dive. Undoubted dive.
Soft.
They give it.
He's felt contact behind him.
Oh, he's
No,
going to check.
that is not a penalty. Now they're checking it won't be.
That gets given.
Once he gets called over, it's not a penalty.
You know what it is, yeah? You know why I think it is? Because you know when you close that space down, even though Havertz's foot has hit him,
It's whether you found it.
you shouldn't, you can't
Well, you can
close that
You
down.
can. You just can't.
All right,
trip him.
let's use this as a different scenario. You're a striker that's just pulled his leg back to shoot. Havertz went shooting and he was running. And I run behind you, and as you pull it back, I just hit it.
Mm.
That's a foul, isn't it?
I don't know, but Kai Havertz. I don't know what you're saying.
In this made-up scenario.
Kai Havertz hasn't been tripped here. I can look at this.
The kid's
Kai
dived.
Havertz
The
has
kid's-
not been
the
tripped.
kid's dived.
No, I told you.
That was a penalty.
He hasn't been tripped.
It's
You
not
know
a
what I
penalty,
think,
bro.
though?
It's not a penalty.
It's not a penalty, man.
I agree
Soft as
in
anything.
the sense that Havertz hit him. But I think when you do come like that, two players.
I know what you
It's
mean.
it's bad defending. He's in the wrong.
Oh, Kai.
His body position's awful.
Yeah, Havertz's leg's gone up.
Yeah,
and kind of
that's
hit him.
true.
But it's not a penalty.
Wan-Bissaka is in the wrong
looks
place.
bad, mate. It looks bad, but it's not a penalty. Look how soft it is. He's such a diver.
Mate, he's so
I can't
soft.
stand
He's
him.
so soft.
I don't think he's dived there. I think it's an accident. I think he's brought it up.
I
He's
think
made
he
the
knows he
most
can't
of
get the ball.
I think he knows he can't get the ball as well, or he knows that his shooting's really bad.
it. Yeah.
Please foul me, please. I don't have to shoot.
Honestly, it was Raheem Sterling. For 5
I
years.
just think
did
he
that.
went to hurdle the
stumble
challenge.
over. He'd fall over. There was a moment Sterling was clear for on goal once. He hit the ground instead of the ball. And it bounced back to Aguero and he smashed it in from 30
feel
yards.
like
I
we got
remember
away with
you went
one.
out of Europe once. I remember a
Yeah,
game
Leon,
in Europe.
Leon,
Leon, he missed a real sitter, Sterling.
Yeah. That was shocking.
I thought Sterling was back, man. Maybe he still is, but I just
What,
thought...
he's Luton Town.
But
He did look
no,
very
he's looked good in every game, though. Not
He looked
every game.
Very good, though. Very good.
Oh, Hoyland's getting ready. Number 11.
Is that Hoyland, yeah?
So he's a big lad here.
Big moment.
Big blonde striker. Hoyland. Fantastic player.
Do you say that about every player? Do you comment on the hair colour?
Well, it's just very reminiscent of a big blonde striker plays for Man City. Haaland, he's called. Have you ever heard of him? Really weird.
How
mean,
good is
I
Hoyland?
assure you, we've not signed him just because he sounds like Haaland.
I wonder.
It'd be mental if we did.
yeah, but do you think that's why people keep comparing them? Because they're
No, that's the
like
only reason. Scandinavian
yeah.
blonde, and they have a similar name.
Similar name.
And now they play for City and United. It's
It
gonna
wouldn't
get worse.
surprise me in football, you know. Some of these owners.
No, mate,
No,
they
seriously.
can't be true. United are going to concede it, you know. They're just a
That's
bit...
a good ball.
Ericsson, man, he's not providing any cover there. He's getting had by Erdegaard. Oh God,
Go on,
I thought that was
go
going to be a foul. Why are you trying to lob him from there? Rooney used to always try that. I remember he lobbed.
Oh, this is it.
David
This is it
James
for
and that.
United. 2-on-2. Rashford's gone. Oh, a bad pass.
Ah,
He's done well.
got it,
God,
though.
he's
Got it.
rapid, isn't he?
Yeah. You shouldn't have got that ball.
No,
really.
no. Saliba didn't do well enough.
needed to be more in front of
Yeah,
him.
needed
then.
to be.
Yeah, he
Needed
could
to
have
give
run onto
Rashford
it
10
straight
yards.
to him. Yeah. Like it was an accurate pass, but he
Too
needed to
soft,
be an
too
inaccurate
soft.
one in front of him.
Yeah. Way too soft.
So you can get Saliba running and hope he clips you.
Also, I know that.
I
Saliba's
can't believe
quick, but
that
he's not
penalty
that-
got overturned, by the way.
But it was correct.
No, I feel like it was correct, but I also can't believe it
At
got
the Emirates
overturned.
as well.
Yeah.
Could you? VAR very rarely go to the camera. for
Once
that.
he says go to the camera, though, he's overturning it.
And then they showed that specific angle.
Pathetic, isn't it, VR?
Wan-Bissaka, you got to get on your bike now, son.
Yeah,
because
he's
you're-
furthest man forward.
Oh my days!
We
nearly got away with it.
In
He's kept it
Martinelli's
Hang
one-on-one.
on, Lindelof. You've got to slow him down. You've got to
Dink it now, dink
That's-
it.
He did well. They did well.
Havertz
So
offered him
offside,
no help.
Havertz.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Havertz offered him no help.
Was Havertz on the overlap? there?
Havertz ran and then went, I don't even want this ball. So I'm
Oh
just
my
gonna stay
God! What did he
offside."
do, Havertz?
He's a cone, and he's a signpost. That's all he's good for.
Do you think Arteta's looking at this going, "Oh God, I got this wrong. My God, I
No,
got this."
it's too much ego. He thinks he's Billy Big Bollocks.
Do you know what I think it is as well?
Pep
You know,
consistently
some
put the
managers,
cones out for Pep.
you must see a player and think, he's not shit. He's rubbish because they haven't quite got him, and I'm the guy to get him there. And it's like
some players make a career out of that.
Yeah.
Just being good enough to convince people that you're good without actually ever being good.
We got a big super chat.
Firmino on a free would be better than Havertz.
Yeah, he would. He would. He offered more off the ball.
Firmino's a class act.
Firmino is getting how much money per week right now?
Probably only the same amount of Havertz, in fairness.
I don't know. What's Havertz?
200, 300?
Well, okay, yeah, you're right, yeah. Havertz one of the highest earners at the club, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
How has that ended up with Arsenal having the ball? It felt like our defence had just won it.
Because you're all over
Who's
the place.
Havertz's agent? Because I need him. Get me some big shows
You
on
got
the
loads of money, mate.
big
You
show.
got
I know I need an agent to get to the next
you
level.
got more than enough.
I want to get on. I'm thinking TalkSport Friday nights is what I'm looking for. A transfer show in particular. I'm thinking that's what. Oh, I don't know why you're laughing. I want to be on TalkSport Friday nights, lads. Let me know. My email's down below.
You are perfect TalkSport fodder, isn't it?
Do you think?
Yeah, you'd get
Fodder.
so many callers in.
Oh no. Fodder. Yeah, fodder.
Yeah.
Fodder? Oh, look, you're time wasting already. 65 minutes in.
He's
Time
gonna take
wasting
his
for
boot
a
off.
draw and a
Oh, yeah.
blonde haircut. Looks like a hedgehog.
There's too many highlights in our team. We're like Romania.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
This ain't good, you know.
Maguire's
Oh, Jesus.
Harry Maguire's coming on
Arsenal
to
are
save the day
scoring.
for Manchester United. I thought Johnny Evans would start ahead of him.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'd rather have seen that.
I think Johnny Evans is more of a symbolic thing, surely.
I also think, you know what it is? He's been at the club for a lot of his life. It might just be a player coach type, you know.
Tom Huddleston
Get
vibes.
your badges and
Jay Spearing at Liverpool vibes.
the end of your career out. Oh, this ain't good for United. That's Varane injured. Martinez injured.
Am I missing something? Are footballers getting injured more and more these days?
It seems like he's been kicked, though. It doesn't seem
Right.
like a muscle
But
injury.
in general,
But yeah.
I feel like you've already got... How many injuries you got? 4 injuries?
Come on, Rasmus. Well done, Tony Marshall. Come on, Rasmus.
This is a big few moments. for him.
Debut time, baby.
Imagine he gets the winner now.
Play Tony. Come on, lads. Tony Marshall's just said to him, "You're scoring the winner."
It feels like that kind of debut. I think Arsenal will be a little bit flat last 5 minutes. Ball gets whipped in. I can see him scoring a goal, 100%.
Come on, you beauty. Oh, gee.
Harry Maguire, wow.
Imagine Maguire scores.
Wow. AFTV tonight.
Look, I just got to hope for the best from him, man. I don't agree with people booing him and stuff.
Do you think he didn't do enough to get out of the club and try and join West
Yeah,
Ham?
I know, I fully agree with that.
That he didn't do enough. Yeah.
But it's
Why is
Manchester
that?
United's fault. If you give someone 200 grand a week
Yeah.
and they can only get 120 grand a week or 110 elsewhere,
So it's
then
like-
either pay them the difference
yeah.
or it's your fault. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But you do kind of think a player of his stature, someone that has hopes of playing for England, I'm sure. Although Gareth Southgate picks him every week. So it's like,
Yeah, he'll play for England.
he's not being forced into a decision either, is he, by his international manager?
That is very true. You wonder if it was different. Oh, wow. Martinelli from 20 yards out, just past the post.
That was a good effort. It looked really, oh, mate.
Should
after
score that,
in
really.
my stomach dropped.
Oh, it's so
It
close.
took a deflection on the way as well, didn't it? I think it might
Not
have come
sure.
off Hoyland's knee.
Yeah. Wow, he's good enough to hit that first time and score that bottom corner.
No, he was close, though.
Yeah, it was very good
Being
effort.
very harsh.
Very good effort.
You think
from-
he should score that?
I've just seen it. I feel like I've seen him do it.
Who got booked? Onana.
You got booked there.
You know, Onana got booked the other day for time wasting when he was about to take the goal kick, but there was another ball on the pitch.
Yeah.
So he waited for the ball boy to get that ball off the pitch because you can't play with 2 balls on the pitch. And the ref booked him. And it was like, he's waiting for the ball to come off the pitch. I seen another one of them. Someone got done for time wasting when was that? And he didn't even time waste or nothing. They're going too far with some of them.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's a foul. I think Nketiah does that well as well with the back to goal.
Yeah, it's a big few moments for Arsenal. They got all the ball.
Quarter of the game to go.
Yeah.
Probably going to be like 8 minutes added on, so you're looking at probably 30 minutes left.
United just sitting back, aren't they? Waiting to counter-attack, basically. I look at both these sides.
Where's Maguire?
Not enough quality in both
Where's
these sides.
Maguire going? Oh, he's staying with Nketiah. Yeah, and Ketty has left his position. I was thinking, where are you going, bro? Did you see the goal that we conceded? Yeah. Martinez is shouting at Eriksen so many times, get your man, get your man, get your man, get your man, and he don't get it.
Oh, for the Arsenal
For
goal.
Ødegaard's goal.
Yeah. It's just not Eriksen's game, is it?
No. But, I mean, you kind of, when you play in midfield and you're running back to goal,
Yeah.
you should have your wing mirrors on. Like,
Yeah, you've got to be aware.
You should be aware of,
course.
like, oh. Also, he's a guy that looks to score goals in those positions, so you should be aware of
Should know what's behind him, and yeah, 100%.
your opposition. Ireland there. Boston, I got. Go on, son.
Wow.
Go on, son.
Did you say get up to him?
That's what I like.
Wasn't given as a foul. Hoyland's massive.
Press was nice there from him, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a big
Yeah,
boy.
no, go on, son.
Is he left-footed?
Fucking ain't got a clue.
No.
Bow-footed. Is what we say.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
If that's what I should have said, I would have looked a lot better than me just going. Ain't got a clue.
Yeah, it's a big few minutes for Arsenal. They got all the ball, really.
When you think about it,
Go on, Ireland. Yes. Let him know you're there, son.
He's massive. Look at this guy.
if Saka had been sent off,
Which he should have been.
Not for me.
yeah, that was a sending off, surely.
It was. If that happens to
Yeah,
trust me,
it-
if you happens to you, go, whoa, that was a red card. And I do think sometimes that because it's Saka making that challenge, his reputation goes before
Yeah,
him
he's-
get away with it.
No,
if
no,
it-
that-
if it's
that's
a party or a Casemiro or someone, they're off.
Yeah, if you're known for being sort of malicious or overly physical, it will count against you in those situations. Oh, the baddest man in town, the meanest cat in all of Chicago town. Look who's here, the meanest cat in all
Kanye
Chicago
West
town.
has
Wow.
turned up, guys.
There he is. Just ignores me as well. I say hello. He just doesn't even flinch. Doesn't even look up. Wow, he just goes in and chats to the team without ever. It's amazing.
United got a bit of the
No,
ball here.
Nothing.
Oh, what a terrible ball that is. Keeping it in. Yeah, he's ignoring you,
Well,
mate.
couldn't ignore me more.
A lot of tension in the room
Unreal.
since he came.
Marcus just skinned him there.
Oh, needs to be a goal. Needs to be a goal.
Harry Maguire. Wow.
There we go. Yeah, you say hello. You walk into a room. You say hello. I was like the meanest cat in all of Chicago town. Just walked in and not a word.
Oh, Hoyland nearly had his debut goal then. It's a good defending to block the kind of scuffed effort that he had. But Marcus Rashford, take a bow, son. I don't know who he beat there, but he sent him to the shop for a Ribena and a Twix. Oh, he's gone for the cutback. I'm surprised he didn't just try and smash it near a post. You know, when someone beats the man and you just think, actually, you've got to try and score this now. Like when Elanga beat Thingy yesterday. You see that? What Elanga did to Mudryk?
Oh dear, I
I
did.
didn't see that actually. No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I did.
I did. I saw it. It was really bad.
Is Zalanga better than Mudryk?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Well, you haven't
is.
seen anything to
Well, that's
suggest
true,
that he isn't. Like we have to
Well, I
base
just
it on
think
what
we-
we've seen, don't we?
Yeah.
And
Football's an eye test, and it's not all about money.
yeah, like I haven't seen one thing to suggest that McKola Mudryk is better than Anthony Elanga. Like what have I seen? Like maybe he
Langa's
is.
scoring in the
maybe in
Champions League game for Man United against Atletico Madrid. and all
Maybe yeah, in the Metropolitano as well.
that. I've never seen that. against Madrid.
Maybe in terms of potential, you could argue Mudryk.
Yeah.
In terms of the player that he's meant to become or whatever. I'm sure that he's a wonderful talent. But I've never seen the geezer have a good game in my whole entire life. He's never scored a
in
goal for
9 months?
Chelsea. He hasn't scored a goal, mate. He hasn't scored a goal. Hang on a minute. Before I say it.
No, you're right.
I swear
mate.
he hasn't
No,
scored
he
a
hasn't
goal.
scored a goal. He certainly hasn't in the league.
Oh, I
He's
can't
got
remember.
zero
I
in the
can't
league.
remember. I'll put it that way.
Not
I
in
can't
the
remember.
Champions League. He didn't play in the League Cup. Didn't play in the FA Cup. Did he? Maybe 1 or 2 in the
I
FA
haven't
Cup.
seen him score a goal. Maybe
No.
we were out the cup.
I think he's got 1 assist,
we were
0
out.
goals.
You knocked us out the cup double early.
Yeah. Graham Potter and all that. Yeah, he's in a world of pain, Mudryk, but he's on a big contract, so fair play to him.
No, I've never seen a bloke have a good game.
No.
Never.
He's got a great agent as well as Havertz. Maybe they've got the same agent.
Sorry, who's this talking about now?
Mudryk.
Mudryk.
Do you think Arsenal genuinely believe now that they dodged a bullet, or do you think that they believe? No, but it could go the other way. Do they believe
He
that
could
the
have been
player
good
that he
for
would
them.
be there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they?
And he
think-
wouldn't have had that.
He would not be.
He's not a better player than Trossard, though, is he?
No.
Trossard's wicked, man.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know who else is mustard? Mitoma.
Matoma's. I think Trossard's
He's
fallen off
dribbling
a
a
little
bit.
bit.
He's so
Mitoma is
good.
Mitoma is so good.
It's them small little touches as well that he, you know, like just
Do you know he did his dissertation
about yeah,
on dribbling?
yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
He did a whole dissertation on dribbling.
I did loads of studies and arts and videos of like with cameras and shit on and all that. Yeah.
I did mine on graffiti.
But you studied what?
No, that's what Matoma did.
Oh,
He
I
like,
thought you
did
said you
studies with
studied
like people
arts and
dribbling
stuff.
with
I thought you didn't.
cameras and
yeah.
GoPros on their head and all that kind of shit.
He should ping this
No,
now.
don't
Got to hit the
do
target. Oh,
It's horrendous.
I studied football, mate. That's why I'm in this seat right now. I studied football. Got a master's in
do you know?
football
Do you
knowledge.
know when
mate.
you look at these two teams, right? Arsenal slightly less. Oh, I say it. They're just not quite good enough, are they? They're just
both
not
dross.
quite
They're
good
both
enough.
dross, aren't they?
They're not quite. The quality just isn't quite there.
Neither side had controlled the. I mean, Arsenal last year would have controlled this game. Maybe they got counter-attacked by Man
I
United.
think
Fair
United
play.
have done all right today.
Yeah, you
United have done all right.
Considering we lost Varane, we lost Martinez during the game.
Yeah.
You know, we've got not got any of our usual left backs. We've had a poor start to the season. We're still trying to implement a forward to the team who's just made his first appearance.
Oh,
That's poor, that Anthony. That's poor. That.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really
standard,
bad.
The standard's shocking. I
Do
honestly.
you know what? Watching Chelsea yesterday,
and that.
I was a bit like, my God, we're miles away. We're just so far off. We're not, but we're all right. We're as bad as you.
Nah,
the whole
you
league
lose
is
against
shit.
United.
The
No,
whole
all right,
league's
no, we
shit.
got beat. But watching the game, like yesterday, honestly, if you'd said to me, how far away are Chelsea from Manchester United, I'd have given miles away. Different stratospheres. We're not in the same world at all. I'll tell you,
Jesus
we're
is
closer to them than they are to Man City. We are close. Chelsea, who are dross and have only beaten Luton, have got 4 points out of 4 games. Chelsea are closer to Man United than Man United are to Man City.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Oh yeah, that's because Man City are just going to walk it. Though.
Yeah, but mate,
it's
we're
a comment
12th,
on the
you're
standard of the
4th.
league. It's a comment
What
on
I'm saying is,
the standard
we
of the
finished
league's terrible.
12th. We finished 12th and you finished 3rd. You're closer to us than Man City.
This league's shocking. This league's shocking this year. The standards.
I'm
awful.
getting support in the background.
We won't finish. We'll finish closer to City than we do to you, though. There'll be a bigger points gap between us and Chelsea than there is.
No,
and City.
there won't.
That's because you lot are going to be really bad.
No, there won't be. You'll be closer. You'll be closer. You'll be closer in points. You'll be closer. You'll be 25 away
So
from.
let's say City get 95 points. Is that
Yeah.
fair? 90 points.
Yeah.
I don't
United
think. I think
get
City get
80.
high 80s.
All right. So let's
No,
just
they
say,
get 90.
Let's just say 90 for the argument.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just.
Yeah.
I think City get
90's
high
fair.
80s.
90's fair.
Let's just for the argument 90.
Yeah, it's easier maths
So,
as well.
yeah, that's what I'm terrible
Yeah.
at maths. Chelsea get what? 7? What did you get last
Oh,
season?
mate, nothing
Chelsea
like
get about
that.
50.
Nothing like that.
50.
55.
United will be about 18
Yeah,
points
so
off City, but 21 points off.
Yeah, something
Chelsea.
like that. I think it. Unfortunately,
They're definitely.
I wish it would work for the
Mate,
banter,
Manchester United
but
finished
it's
3rd
not gonna
last
work.
year. Chelsea finished 12th. Manchester United, in terms of quality, are closer to 12th than they are top.
I think there's only a couple of sides that play beautiful football in this league. And
It's not about beautiful
Brighton-
football.
No,
It's
no,
about
no.
effective football as well.
Effective /
And they're
beautiful.
neither beautiful
It's
nor effective.
Brighton, I love Spurs. I love City in this league. I think everyone else plays dross.
No, but
And this is kind of vague, kind of
Remember
knock it
4
out from
weeks
the
ago,
back.
you thought Ange Postecoglou would be sacked by Christmas.
Well, things change in
Now you
football,
love
thankfully.
football.
Yeah, well,
No, my point there
well,
is-
if Lukaku scored a
No,
goal
no, no,
against
no,
City
no,
in
my
the
point
Champions
there
League
is-
final, then they'd be Champions League
My
winners.
point
Football
there is-
changes. It's a sport, isn't
We're
it?
judging things very early on in the season.
Yeah, no, well, okay, so
Play
we
the
can't have a
other.
debate then
Not a
until
fucking chance
no
of that
debate until
penalty.
May 2024 then. Well,
You dick.
I'm judging on what I see this season, surely.
yeah.
And there's only a few sides that I enjoy watching football.
But
Maybe
there-
you enjoy watching all 20.
But mate,
I don't.
There are some
No,
sort of
Luton are
effective
shit.
sides.
Go on,
It
Marcus.
this is a good chance for Manchester United. It's 3-on-2, 3-on-5. No, where's the rest of the Man United team? Where's the rest of the Man United team? Why are there no other Man United players in the
There was
team?
one on the far wide.
Rashford.
Anthony was there.
Got crowded out. They got
Yeah.
back really quickly.
But
there.
it was 3-on-2. Then it's 3-on-5. Then everyone's back from Arsenal. There's no more Manchester United players in the pitch in the screen. Sorry, mate, you're settling for a point here. You want a point. You're not
Both
overcommitting.
sides are happy,
Nothing
yeah.
wrong with it. No, Arsenal can't be happy with the point, mate.
I think they are based on
Arsenal
United's
can't-
chances, surely.
Buvey, how can you think
They're
Arsenal,
1-0 down.
Arsenal can't be happy with the point?
I'm not saying they
got a
should
point
be.
last week. They got a point. They can't
I
be
know,
happy
I know.
with 2 points out of 6 at home.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Arteta on the touchline, seeing what he's seeing. I think he takes a point. And that's not right. I think you're right. What you're saying is right.
If Arsenal
I
might
think
as
they
well
have a
get
big
none.
bee in their bonnet about that penalty. And
He'll go on about that for a week.
Arsenal might as well risk it and get
Yeah,
0 points than
completely
1
ignore
point.
Saka
1
should
point
be
does them
sent.
no favours. 1 point doesn't help them win the league.
Yeah, losing to United, that's real
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, that's bad.
That's real bad, isn't it? Like,
It's bad when you're trying to win the league. at home.
I just don't think they can win the league. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone have to let me know.
No
in the
one but
comments.
City's winning the league this year.
Yeah, but
I've been saying it
we
from
have
the
to
start.
talk. We have to talk about the title race with 4 games.
Oh yeah,
in.
of course. But Arsenal ain't winning the league.
I thought they'd be way better than this season. Arsenal.
Everyone did, I think, but they had
Yeah.
their chance last season. They could still win this.
By
the
this
way.
point in the season, my prediction, I had them on 12 points.
Of course.
I had Arsenal on 12 points after this game.
Yeah.
They're going to be.
So what's going to be 7, 8? What are they on now?
They've only dropped 2 so far.
They've won 2, drawn 1.
They haven't lost.
No, not
I'm
lost
saying.
yet. So
They've won 2, drawn 2, as things stand.
Fulham was really poor.
They've dropped 4 points already.
Wait, this is their 4th game.
Yeah, and it's 1-1. So
Oh
they've
yeah,
dropped
but it's not.
Yeah.
Finished, is it?
No. I'm just
Yeah,
as things stand.
Yeah, I've got to say that. I've got to say that right now. I'm the one watching my team playing this game.
Don't do anything dumb.
I gotta
Aaron.
say, yeah, they've drawn this and then they just score.
See, that was forceful football there. Like it was impassioned,
10 minutes
aggressive
to
football.
go. Plus, probably going to be about 7 added on 8.
God, just lay it into his feet. He just wants it
He
to
was
feet. There you
offside,
go. No, he's not offside. Wan-Bissaka was deep. Just lay it into his feet again. There
in
you
the
go.
box, lads. There's no one in the box for Arsenal.
But then Anthony has to see this and get his wiggle on.
Yeah, because they've done
Get a wiggle on. They've done this past 3 times now.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah. At
cut
some
one of them
point,
out?
you've got to
That's
cut it out,
nice.
mate,
That's
because they're in the box now. At some point, and Anthony, they've played the same move there 3 times, and you've watched it happen every time. And now they're in the box, bro.
Go on. Go on.
It's a nice move.
Go on. Here.
Oh, it's very nice foot. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's an open goal. Is that
Saka's missed a sitter.
Oh,
Imagine
imagine they
United
score
are on
now.
the break.
Imagine he's not
United
scoring.
score now.
Oh
It'd be quite
my
funny. It'd be
god.
quite funny. I'm here for it.
Please score.
I'm here for it.
Oh, don't
Anthony,
score.
don't be
Jesus
dumb.
Christ, man.
Anthony, don't muck about. I'm getting annoyed with you, and I don't even like Man United.
There we go. Getting in the game now, United. Come
Mate,
on.
can we need to talk about that chance of just went missing.
How's he
Yeah,
missed
that
that?
was a sick.
He just laid it into the keeper.
Is he
I
worried about
I wasn't sure if
ballooning
there
it?
was an offside in the build-up, but Saka should have scored that still.
He just laid it into the keeper.
It wasn't even one of them where you go, that's a good save.
No, he literally laid it into. Good pass.
It was
Great.
like, if you don't
Yeah.
save that,
He
you're
played
killing
it
him.
into his feet. That is the most unambitious pass I've ever
I
seen.
bet you they'll
from
be saying
Aaron
great
Wan-Bissaka.
save on there because they always let Saka off on this.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka just received the ball in the final third and played it back to his own half. That is the least ambitious footballer I think I've ever seen.
And he's been one of our best players this season so far.
It's just not his game, is it? That going forward, that like where he's currently
You
stood.
can tell
He
he's
doesn't want the ball
trying
there,
to work
does he?
on it as well because he does. You know, like when you're in a training session and someone's go, right, when you get into this position, cut it back and then do this. You could tell he takes deliberate actions.
Who's
It's
this,
like-
sorry?
He's thinking about
Wan-Bissaka.
all his actions
Oh,
like,
yeah.
as he doesn't.
Yeah.
Well done,
That's
Anthony.
ridiculous. Is that?
Well done, Anthony. Get
What
on
did
side,
Anthony
son. Why are you
doing?
blaming the passer,
No,
you
you can't
idiot?
blame. You can't blame. Was it Maguire? You just can't.
You can't blame the passer for you being offside.
Yeah.
He saw you free and passed it to you.
Anthony's a wind up, isn't he?
He's done okay today, but yeah,
No, he
he's
has done
winding
okay.
me
He's
up.
a jester and he's a joker. He's not a real footballer. He's not a real footballer, is he?
Yeah.
Is he a real footballer?
He is, yes. But he's an infuriating footballer. He hasn't had a particularly bad game today, I don't think. But those kind of things
No,
are
it's been good today.
those kind of things are a wind up though.
Especially in like, I don't think attacking wise has been particularly good, but you know, like winning the ball back, keeping his shape, doing all. That's what he does well. That's why I think the manager picks him. But
It's got to be more than that.
you've got
Surely winning the ball
you've got to give me some. You've got to give me some goals.
God, he's
You're the right
he's a
winger
lovely
for Man United.
footballer.
He costs 90
Odegaard.
million.
The way he uses his body, he's so fluid.
But now Eriksen's sticking with him. You see that? He needs. Well, I said that.
Eriksen, yeah.
Just let him go.
You should be able to lose Eriksen as well. Manchester United got to be happy with a point
7
now.
minutes.
8 minutes, yeah. You've got to be happy with a point. Did anyone ever know? Does anyone in the comments know? What's the deal with Ben White in England? Like, there's a story and a scandal and something happened and I just don't know what. Yeah, I think so. Hang on, here's that chance.
Oh, why has he gone middle?
Yeah, he could go
On his
across the
left
goal.
foot as well, Saka.
He's gone middle and
Mate,
so
just roll
soft.
it into this. Just roll it in.
Played an honour.
No, yes, he
He's
does.
closed the shot in terms of he's closed his legs, like he's closed the shot.
No, but that is
that should have been
the
a goal.
perfect chance. You
You
can't
go
ask,
left, right, whatever. It's a goal.
mate. On your strong side, at home, like
Bury
that
it.
is the dream. You
Johnny
just
Evans coming on.
the other
Big
thing-
Johnny Evans. Big fucking Johnny Evans. It's J.E. y'all. We're back in full effect. I did a video, you know, when who left before Rooney became captain? Giggs. So Giggs had retired and then Rooney became captain. And I'm on record as saying Johnny Evans should be made Man United captain. I love it.
Why?
He might still be. You never know. He might still be.
But why did you say that?
Like, I thought of that because Rooney was looking like he was going to leave at some point soon, and I was like, don't give it Rooney, give it Johnny Evans. There he fucking is. Oh shit!
He's just been done. Oh my god! That's a great start, Johnny Evans. There. God, does he know what he's meant to be doing? Because he made the wrong decision badly. Oh, Jesus Christ, Wan-Bissaka, you lot are so bad. I'm telling you, Chelsea beat Man United.
Can we never do a Man United game again?
Chelsea are better than Man United.
I'm begging you, buddy.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Talk to me in my ears now. I'm never doing a Man United game again on the club.
We've been battered at home by Forest.
Substitute me out.
We have been battered at home by Forest, and we're better than Man United. They're the worst team I've ever seen.
Yeah. Please, I'd never want to do a Man United game ever again. Honestly, please.
That was unbelievable. Please. That passage of play was unbelievable. Wan-Bissaka trying to hook it out, just missing the ball. Johnny Evans not knowing
anyone
what to
watching
do.
the club, if you want to come in and take my seat, DM me on Twitter, take my seat. Man United games, I can't do them. I can't do them. It makes me not like football anymore.
Mate, it was painful.
That's
my
shit
God!
as well, man. These
What's
guys are
wrong with these
shit,
two
man.
crap teams?
They're terrible, man.
What a load of crap.
It's not right as well, the money they've both spent.
Load of mugs. Load of absolute mugs.
Best two managers in Europe, apparently. Arteta, Ten Hag.
I don't think one person's ever said that phrase, apart from you just now.
People consider Arteta and Ten Hag.
No, people have said the best two managers in Europe, yeah?
Some of the best managers in Europe.
Oh, now you've added a word there.
I didn't say top two.
No, now you've added a word there.
I said two of.
No, you didn't say that.
I said two of.
You said people call these the best managers in Europe.
We're live, Adam. We make a lot of mistakes, bud. Okay?
Bud.
Oh, buddy, old pal.
Bud Light.
Go on, then. Do something, then. He's done nothing all game, Saka.
Is Bud worse than Son? You know, when someone goes...
Pal's the worst.
Pal's
Boy,
really...
If you get a tweet...
Boy's horrible.
Boy. Unless it's a real cockney, they'll go, all right, boy.
Boy's all right, I think.
Nah, do you not think...
Sorry, pal. Hey, can I have this? Sorry, pal. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
You can smash me in the face. Smash me in the fucking face if I ever say that to you. Pal.
Son, it can also be friendly. Though.
Sorry, pal.
I don't think it's only condescending,
Pal's impossible. Pal's impossible.
Rasmus?
Passive
Come on,
aggressive.
Rasmus.
Shoot. Do something.
You got one to beat. Oh my God.
Ref!
That's not a bad.
I don't know, man. He didn't play the ball, did he?
That looked
He
dodgy.
didn't
Look, I don't know. It might not be, but that looked
I don't think he played the
something.
ball. He didn't
He
touch
just
the ball.
leaned into the back of him.
If you don't play the ball, it's a foul, right? You have to win the ball. He didn't.
Hoyland
don't need the
didn't
ball.
seem to appeal much.
See, but that I don't like that.
I know you shouldn't be down.
I don't
to the
like that
players.
rationale. Oh, if we don't appeal,
No,
then
but
it's not a penalty.
usually, surely you would have had a little bit of a chase of the ref there, and if he didn't, then he's mental.
He was a bit clumsy. I don't think it's a. It's not
No, but if it's
blatant.
clumsy, you're definitely
You
starting
can't
to
be
think that's
clumsy
a,
in the box.
You know, if it was clumsy, you're
not
starting
allowed
to
to
make
be
me feel like
clumsy,
it should have been a penalty.
Yeah. You're not allowed to be clumsy.
You can barge and have a bit of physicality.
The ref
It's
just
a contact
touches the
sport.
You have to make contact with the ball. The ball
You
is.
can influence a player without touching the ball physically. Shoulder to shoulder, running alongside someone. You don't always have to be in control of the ball, touching the ball to
that's true.
physically touch someone in a football game.
No, but you can't also just bring him down from behind.
We haven't seen the replay yet, and
Yeah.
I don't know why they've not cut back to it.
It looked
It's
like
still-
he kind of just
the
fell
ball's
into the
still
back
alive.
of him and brought him down. Play Bruno.
I think
Great
your
tackle.
motivation has to be the ball.
Yeah.
Your motivation has to be the ball. Nice
Oh,
touch.
that's lovely. Wow!
Oh, what a
United
move.
are through.
Might
What a
be
move.
outside.
What a move. What a goal. Oh my God. Look at the away end. That away end has gone.
Wow!
It
He's
might be
never
offside,
missing.
you know.
He was never going to miss.
I have to
Garnacho.
celebrate.
He was
It
never
might be
going to miss.
offside, but I have
He's-
to
he's,
celebrate.
I don't
cold.
think it is offside, mate. I don't think it's even
He's-
close
he's
to being
onside, lad.
It's not even close to being offside. Why are you...
Well, Garnacho felt. I felt like.
No. He came from behind. He came from behind, mate. He's not offside. Mate, that away end has gone.
Did you
Look.
see that, Jack? Was that offside?
It's not offside. I
Jack
don't think it's
hasn't got a
offside.
special angle.
You know who the difference was? Johnny Evans coming on there. We had a Premier League winner in our team.
Mate, it was
Arsenal
that
lot
lovely
losing-
little touch. It was
Arsenal,
Hoyland's
yeah.
touch, wasn't it? It was
Oh, the
Hoyland's back
Hoyland
heel.
touch.
It was the Hoyland back heel. Garnacho's good player, man.
That finish.
Terrible haircut.
Viva
but good player.
Garnacho.
It's getting better 'cause
All
he's
these blonde
blacking
highlights.
out.
Mental.
Mate,
but
that
it's getting
funny
better.
little point at the back.
That
as
goal
well.
stands.
Look,
I'm getting
It's like
blonde
John
highlights.
Travolta. It's a goal. It's not offside. Where's the offside? Nah, he's come from
Miles off.
behind.
Yeah, no, I didn't see Gabriel.
It's not offside. It was never offside.
No, but he was ahead of his
Such
marker.
a good thing. Aaron Ramsdale makes it very easy. That's onside. There's no debate.
Yeah, well, there is because of VAR, and that's
No, but
why
look,
that's why Adam's got just seen an amazing goal. He can't celebrate properly.
Offside.
it's onside. That's not offside.
Oh my God, man!
Are you joking? That's mental. That is a ridiculous decision. So it's no goal.
Killing football, man.
Gabriel's done well there.
That is no. That is.
But he's onside.
Gabriel's done
That's
well
a
there.
goal,
You know why
mate.
Gabriel's done well there? He's straightened up. He's like stopped like that.
But what's I don't get.
Gabriel's made him offside.
That's
He's
a
done
goal.
well, yeah, you know.
That's a disgrace if that isn't given as a goal. That is an absolute disgrace.
Unlucky, Garner.
I am so
Go
bored.
again, we got
I am
a
so
couple more
bored
minutes.
of VAR. My God, I don't even care whether it's a goal or not. I haven't got any tribalism. I haven't got
But
any
we want to
bias
see
here.
good goals.
That is
Yeah,
that is
I
an
felt
outrage.
like he was ahead of the play when he went.
He wasn't.
He wasn't, man.
He wasn't. He was
Look
in
at
line.
Gabriel, bruv. He's stopped.
Daylight.
Yeah,
That is an absolute joke. There is no way that should be given as offside. And anybody that believes that that is offside, well, that's what offside means. You're a wanker and you don't
Yeah.
understand the game.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's not what football's about. It's about that being scored. Benefit to the attacker.
Mate, he's in line. That is what
Benefit
it
to the
means.
striker,
He is
it
in
always
line.
has been.
I'm being animated and annoyed here, and I don't even care, right?
Football's
It's not
football's
about
being killed.
It's not about the try. It's not about the decision because I don't care whether Arsenal.
Football's being killed.
I never want Man
wasn't
United to
yellow.
score goals. I never want Man United to score goals. So on some level, I'm happy. But it's a disgrace that was ruled out. Of
course it
it's
is.
an absolute outrage. Poxy. You've ruined
They've
one of
ruined
the
football.
biggest moments of the season. For what? Geezer's offside by what? A Rizla paper. Pointless. So annoying. It's so annoying, and I'm happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want this to finish
Yeah.
a draw. I don't want Man United to win the game.
Yeah.
And even I think it's a disgrace.
I felt because
Mate,
of Gabriel's done very well there, is what I would say. Because no matter what we think of the rules and how close they are and how marginal and that, Gabriel has saved Arsenal there a point at least. Just from straightening up and stopping, like he's done really well there. I think it was Gabriel.
He could have saved his team a point by being stood in a better position, like and not having it that far.
But Højlund's turn, the pass was really good.
It's a great
really
move.
good
It was a
goal.
brilliant goal. It was a brilliant move. We're talking about the lack of quality in Manchester United's play here, and then they deliver a move like that, and you think, okay, brilliant, well done. It's nice to watch good plays. It's nice to watch good passages of football, and we've been totally robbed of it by some neek in where is it, over Uxbridge Way, sitting there studying, putting lines on a football pitch. That is not what offside means. That is not the point of offside. And Manchester United have been totally robbed of a perfectly good goal.
Even if the goal stood, I think there's a celebration robbed there because you're still debating it because of VAR. Even if it had stood, you can't quite celebrate in the same way, and that's been removed because of VAR.
I'm appalled, man.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's been going on for years.
8 minutes were added on, by the way. We're into the second of those 8 minutes. United are in attack. Garnacho, but the Low's given the ball away. Arsenal will try and build something here now. I'm surprised Eriksen's made 90 minutes. That was a foul. It was a stupid foul by United because we had the ball.
Yeah, they've killed the sport, haven't they? Really. What's the chat saying? What's the chat saying about that decision?
There's a few people saying it was miles offside. He went miles.
We might be wrong because we've only seen one angle. Because
I thought it was.
No, we're not. We've seen it.
No, but from my personal perspective, that is not offside. And it's not how football should be played. It should be an attacking end-to-end game. It's a sport for entertainment's sake, and not for some guy in a box to draw Pythagoras theorem on a fucking screen. It's
Voss.
No, but it's embarrassing.
Go on, Booth. Get stuck into them again.
I'm happy we won the league out of that season, so I don't mind. But I don't know. It's a sad state where football is. Do you not agree though? You celebrated the
No,
goal.
yeah,
You're
I know.
still there.
I'm
5%
I'm
of your
gutted
mind
right
is
now, bro.
thinking,
But like
thinking
when I
about
seen the run, I thought, "Oh, is he offside there?" But I just celebrate because if I don't celebrate, then you only have one moment, don't you? But I did. Part of me just seen him a bit ahead of the play. See, if I was a line, I would have called it straight away, and I looked like a genius.
Mate, that is just it just goes against everything that the game is supposed to be. It's pathetic. Like that would have been a seminal moment of the season. Brilliant goal, scored Arsenal in crisis.
Højlund
Manchester
debut.
United, Højlund debut, lovely little flick, and it's ruled out for what? How can it?
yeah, football's shocking. Go on.
He's like,
Imagine they win this.
It'd just be typical, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Oh.
Declan Rice is smashing.
That nearly got away from. No, I don't think that was Declan Rice. That nearly got
Oh
away.
no, what have you done, mate?
Reece Nelson's come on and looked lively, hasn't he?
Oh god. They're gonna win it, you know that. Oh, it's tough.
Horrible touch from Reece Nelson. 4 minutes to
How's
go.
he still there, Reece Nelson?
He had some big
Is he good
moments
enough?
last year, man.
Bournemouth.
Remember, yeah, he had some big moments.
Oh, I was in a pub celebrating that. Went up the street and they'd equalised. God.
I just can't, honestly, I just can't believe it that it's got to this, that VAR is doing that. Oh,
Kept it. Arsenal keep going.
they're going to win it now.
That's what I've just said.
They're going to win it now, you know that.
Please.
Arsenal are going to win it
That'd
now.
be great.
It would be hilarious, actually.
Please.
But
Johnny Evans' own goal. Oh. That would get me going, lads.
Anana lob.
I wouldn't be
I
able
want
to sleep tonight,
Anana
saying
gets
that.
lobbed by Rice from the halfway line.
Oh. That's delicious. That really is. Come on.
I don't think we're getting out of our box for him to be getting lobbed like that off the halfway line.
No, he'll do something.
Just part of the
mad,
bus now, isn't it?
No, so, I mean, that's what Manchester United have to do now. They're not going to score again. You know, they just have to make sure that it doesn't end in an Arsenal victory. Oh, footwork. Love it. This is tense, isn't it?
That's what you want, innit?
Oh,
You know when you
has he
you
won a
get
corner,
impacted?
though?
I'm not sure, but
No. it's
No.
not, isn't it?
you kind of just want them to have a shot.
Yeah.
They have. Yeah, you don't react like that if you haven't won a corner.
Yeah.
I mean, someone was doing.
Yeah, I know some Arsenal fan was actually doing the old Macarena.
We got a corner.
Look at this guy standing
Maybe
on
she
the
saw the
fucking
offside
corner, man.
decision.
I hate the linesmen. They're all shit, man.
What's up with us?
Why are you blaming the linesman for Saturday? What did he do?
Just stood on the thing. I hate it when they do that.
Oh, it's because
As if players don't know how to take a corner. It's pathetic, man.
Oh my god.
Go on.
They've done it. They've done it. I said Declan Rice.
I thought it'd stop for some reason.
Oh my
2-1
god.
Arsenal.
Fuck's sake.
Hey! Oh my
God,
man.
See, that's going to be the defining moment of the season there now. Arsenal back.
This is fantastic
Arsenal
for me.
are back.
Fair play, Arsenal. Arsenal, fantastic. Varsnal, fantastic.
See,
for me,
this
it's
is
miles
why-
offside.
This is why
miles
you need
offside.
to be scared of them.
Yeah, Garnacho
This
is
is why
miles
you
offside.
need to be scared of Arsenal, though.
Oh, they're a
There is
massive force. Yeah.
No, not because they're a massive force, but because of moments like that.
Get back
They
in the
haven't
game.
played well, but because of
No.
moments like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Man
Turning a
United.
draw into a win's huge. So
It's
big.
huge.
So big.
Are you?
Look at
I
that.
can't tell if you're agreeing with me. Are you being serious?
Mate, getting maximum points.
I'm
against-
being
in
serious,
this
though.
game, they don't deserve maximum
Yeah, I'm
points.
being serious.
And I still think Garnacho should have had
Taking
that goal.
3 points out of this is huge for
Yeah, yeah.
Arsenal. Look, 96th minute from a corner.
Who's let the ball go?
There's
Who's
a foul.
marking
There's
him?
a foul.
Keeper's got to
Is it Johnny Evans? What's Johnny Evans? He doesn't go to the ball. He's busy having an argument. Look, doesn't go to the ball.
Yeah, that's poor. It's come off Johnny. Was it going wide? Is it a Johnny Evans
Johnny
own
Evans own
goal?
goal.
Let's go wide.
It's a Johnny Evans own goal. It's a Johnny Evans.
We called
I
it.
said Declan Rice. You said
I
Johnny
said
Evans
Johnny
own
Evans own
goal.
goal. It's a Johnny Evans own goal, lads. Oh,
In off the post.
oh
my
my
God.
And the keeper's done
See,
shocking.
that's Declan Rice worth his weight in gold, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why he costs that much money. Brings it down, last kick of the game,
Hits
and
it
does
true.
that.
Hits it true as well. Could have skied that, you know.
In off
Hits it low.
Johnny Evans.
Cunt.
Look at
That is unbelievable.
Look at that.
Declan Rice.
Scenes, limbs at the Emirates.
Limbs.
Absolute energy and vibes. Bringing the energy and vibes in.
Oh, limbs galore.
That's fantastic. Fair play to Arsenal there.
Big win. Massive win for Arsenal. That. Absolutely huge. Doesn't get bigger. Doesn't get bigger. Last kick of the game against Man United. When you don't deserve it. That's dream come true territory for Arsenal. That is stuff dreams are made of.
It's literally what
Are you
dreams are
scared?
made of. Who?
Like,
They
that's
don't
Man
have to be
City.
scared of Arsenal.
No, I'm not.
Are you
They don't
scared?
have to be scared
This
of
is
Arsenal.
big.
No.
They do.
Oh, look,
not
they're
have
on their
to be
way home
scared
and they're
of Arsenal.
celebrating. Look,
Did they leave
They would have left.
too
They would
early?
have missed the goal, and they've just heard it. It's come through on the
Wow.
wireless.
That's the same road where all the Brighton fans were walking out, remember?
Yeah.
When no, the Arsenal fans when they were
against
losing 3-0 to Brighton.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that's when was it Tarek Lamptey or someone like laughing his head off on the pitch.
That's fucking shocking.
That's unbelievable, man.
Poor
Is it?
keeping as well.
So
Poor keeping.
Can
Poor
someone let me
keeping.
know in the chat? Is it an official Johnny Evans own goal?
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
it
a
is.
goal,
We'll go with that.
Can we put,
No, it'll be a Declan Rice.
no, but in the graphics on our stream, can we do Johnny Evans own goal? I think, in our opinion, it is.
In our opinion, it's a Johnny Evans
Can
own
we
goal.
do? Can we do a graphic, please? Johnny Evans own goal.
Yeah.
I wish you could predict that on Super 6. Who's
Stanley
going to score an
Johnson,
own goal?
Can you make a graphic?
No, he's shaking his
Just
head.
shakes his head at me. Mate, I don't know what he's doing here. Every time I ask him to do something, he says no. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he starts talking to me about Watford all the time.
Yeah, you're going on.
I'm like, all right, Stanley, any chance you can make us a graphic? No. Starts banging on about Watford drawing 3-3 or something.
Yeah.
I had to feign interest.
Yeah. Coventry.
Yeah, we drew 3 with Coventry.
Embarrassing
All right,
league,
tell
innit,
me
really?
more about that.
Yeah, I think Super 6 should add a little section. Who's going to score the own goal first of the week? Because I would have put...
Johnny Evans.
I'm going to cut to Rory. Someone's got to cut there.
Johnny Evans.
Fantastic. In what minute? I'm predicting the 98th.
8th, I'm going to go for 98th minute.
Wow. Rory and I would have won 250 grand.
Mate, 250 grand for the own goal chat.
I think Super 6 should send us that in the post. Send it to my address, the check. Johnny Evans' own goal on his debut.
Johnny Evans' debut goal. Congratulations. You always want to leave a mark on your first game for the club, like re-debut.
Was it a foul on him though, Saliba?
No, he was fouling Saliba.
Do you think?
He
Like,
was
it's
busy.
50-50?
He was busy fouling Saliba. For no reason.
Argy, they said, that's a foul.
Felt light.
foul,
Felt light.
Amateur from Jesus. If you let the ball bounce, he's running back 10 yards.
How many minutes? Oh, we're over. We're going to hit 100.
Wow.
Come
I think
into
everyone in
my
the
life,
chat who hasn't already
son.
joined our mini league, Club
yeah, let me see
23
how
on
many we've
Super
got.
6. If you love that last minute goal from Declan Rice and you're an Arsenal fan, join our mini league, Club 23. And if you join the league, I think I can just sense it. More of this is going to happen. Jesus is through on goal.
Oh, he's done it. Oh, it's taking the piss.
He might be offside.
Oh gosh.
Lovely little finish.
Oh,
from
Eric
Jesus.
Ten Hag.
You can't lose free, can you?
Can't
in
lose
this
three.
game?
Can't score. Arsenal can't score 3 against you when they've played this
They're
badly.
so poor all game.
They've been terrible and they've won 3-1. Gage on a pitch, nick him. no, see the game's coming. It's the best thing that's happened to him.
Mate, don't run on the pitch. Do it in April. Surely, don't do it in September.
Mate, also,
They might lose to Wolves next week, whatever it is.
also you're on a 3-year ban now.
Yeah.
You're on a 3-year ban.
I wouldn't mind
Even
getting
if your
banned
team
from the
do win
Emirates
the
for
league.
3 years. You banned me
You're
for
on
10
a
years.
lifetime ban, mate.
Yeah, well, it's the library, isn't it?
Ah.
It's not a library now, fair play, but it was for
can't-
about 6
It's not a set of more unlikable cunts, is there, than them lot?
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. How has this game finished 3-1?
Miles on.
He's on his
Johnny
He's
Evans.
in his own half. He's in his own
Johnny
half.
Evans is 20
Doesn't even
yards.
matter.
for
He's on the
letting them on.
He's in his own half. It don't
Is
matter.
that Johnny Evans running? Look at Johnny Evans running there.
Yeah. He ain't Swift, is he? I'll tell you what he's not.
40 years old.
I'll tell you what he's not. Swift.
He ain't quick, is he?
Yeah. Rapido.
On
He
FIFA,
ain't.
he'd have one pace. One.
Running.
Remember, who was the fat bloke for Luton? Phil McNulty? Steve McNulty? Who was it? Steve McNulty.
Akinfenwa.
Akinfenwa had one pace. There's a guy who's played for Tranmere, massive bloke, grey hair.
Oh,
What was his name?
yeah. I know who you mean.
There's another one for Luton called someone in the chat. Let me know.
No,
Steve
he's a Welsh.
McNulty.
He's a Welsh fella. He had good skills. Played for Swansea as well.
No, that's Lee Trundle.
Trundle.
No, but I'm not talking about. I'm talking about a centre back for Luton, McNulty. Google him. You have a great time googling him. Massive.
Really?
Like the orange shirt just hanging off his belly like that. In League 2, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's Johnny Evans' speed. You know what I mean?
You know, Chelsea had a player called Fatty Folks. I think Fatty Folks would beat Johnny Evans in a race. I'm not even joking. We had a footballer called Fatty Folks.
What 80s or 90s?
No, like 1900s. I think he was our goalie, and he weighed like
1900s?
30 stone.
What, Queen Victoria was still on the
yeah,
throne?
He weighed like 30 stone.
Oh, God.
His pace though would be similar.
How would you know about him from the 1900s?
It's called an education. No, Fatty Folks.
No, don't slag off Lee Trundle. He was never that fat.
Never slagged him off. I just
You said he was a beast. He's not a beast. He was just a bit chubby.
Oh, Gabriel Jesus.
Great finish.
Man United, man. Man United. Crisis.
No, it's not a crisis, really,
Crisis.
but it's very, very disappointing today. When you look how we conceded those goals as well, the first one should never be conceding that after scoring, and the second one, fuck it. Now, the third one, you get it, all right, you're going to try and get an equaliser, but such poor goals to be conceding. Arsenal didn't particularly play well, and we've let them beat us. It's a shambles, and I hate that cunt right there on the screen.
Who is it? Just for everyone at home.
Arteta, what a fucking fraud.
I can't believe it. Adam, it felt at one point that Manchester United were going to win this game, didn't it? It felt like Manchester United were doing quite well, keeping Arsenal at arm's length. They then had that Garnacho goal disallowed. Some will say rightly disallowed. I disagree. But you kind of lost your heads. And there were 2 points in this game where you sort of lost your heads. When you conceded the first goal, you let Arsenal straight back into it. You had the goal disallowed, you let Arsenal straight back into it.
Having Maguire and Evans have to come on as well didn't help. Losing Lisandro Martinez, when you want to play defensively well as a unit and you have to take off your centre backs, it's not the ideal position to be in, especially when you've already lost Varane. But yeah, annoying. Good win for Arsenal.
This is the worst possible way to go into the international break, isn't it?
These lot as well.
Yeah,
these twats.
Brilliant for Arsenal, though. If you're an Arsenal fan watching this, you're going to be over the moon. This is exactly what you need. This is exactly the way to recover. And what it does is, it means that terrible result against Fulham is now a memory. Like, you cast that onto the ash heap of history. You've taken 4 points against Man United and Fulham.
You've shown some leadership getting back into the game. On-field leadership. It's all well and good having these kind of talks and all that. On-field leadership from Rice to hit the ball true and hard.
He's the boy, Rice, isn't he?
Sometimes football's easy. You get an opportunity. You don't float it. You don't jink it. You smash it hard and low, and it's caused a goal for Arsenal of massive significance.
And the way that Arsenal have got back into this game, firstly, straight off the back of conceding. Secondly, off the back of potentially going a goal down. When Garnacho scored. Yeah. It shows you that there's something going on with Arsenal. It shows you that there's some resilience there.
I think Ramsdale's a big gap. I think the quicker they can get Raya in, but with a win like this, they're not going to replace.
It's not really a gap though. A gap would suggest that they have the player and they have the player ready to go in. It's not a gap in the squad.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a gap. Yeah. In your. I'm with you really. I think Ramsdale should have done more with the goal.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he touched that Rashford strike. Brilliant goal from Rashford, by the way.
Oh. That's fantastic for United to see that, but the rest was poor. I mean,
so what's that now? Manchester United have 1-2, drawn 2, going into the international break.
1-2, lost 2.
1-2, lost 2. Sorry,
two difficult away games you could say in there, but you have to be picking something up.
6 points.
You have to be picking something up, and our away form
6 out of 12
on a whole isn't very.
Wait, Chelsea. We're talking about Chelsea being dreadful. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, mate. We
got 12 points, haven't we? So
you 12, 4 out of 4.
The only team in it. Could Brighton lost?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so United are close to Chelsea.
As I said at the beginning of the show,
you did make that prediction.
This has been great. Thank you for everybody for watching. We are over the moon that you have chosen to join us. There's a lot of things going on, so there's going to be loads of content coming up. We've got a very special show actually that we are filming on Tuesday. You'll hear more about that very soon. So please do click the subscribe button. If you haven't yet joined us, it would be our honour to welcome you into this community. So please do click subscribe. As always, thank you so much to Super 6. Buvey, you are the champion of this week's Super 6.
Thanks very much. Do I get a gift from you lads or not?
No, because you didn't win anything.
Well, I've not won one so long. I was expecting a little bit of a nice little gift. But
I mean, I did offer you a chocolate product with peanut butter. I didn't realise that you hated peanut butter. I thought it was a kind gift.
Just not my vibe. Just not my vibe.
Fair. Please join our Super 6 League as well. It's totally free to play. It's a wonderful app. And if you enjoy the club, they support us. So if you would support them, you could win 250 grand in the process. It won't cost you a penny. You simply download the Super 6 app and you head over to our mini league, which is Club 23. So please come and join. See you there. I believe that we may have 10,000. Let me just double check. I think that we may have 10,000 viewers in our mini league. 10,000. Is it possible? Is it true? No, it's not true. It's a lie, actually. I was given misleading information.
That's terrible from you, Jack.
But if you join, you could get there. So look, Chelsea and Man United, as I said, 11th and 12th. We're brothers in arms, kindred spirits on the lower half of the table. I told you that. You didn't like it when I said that we were the same as them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're doing very well.
I love the Premier League.
Very annoying. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Super 6. And we will see you all next week.